61-55, 13 seconds to go. A three-pointer, drained it by Inbody. Inbody nails the three. The ball is loose. And a three-pointer put up by Troy Glock at the buzzer to tie the game at 61-all. Do you believe it? He tossed up that three-pointer inside the Nebraska map out in the floor. This game is tied and is going to overtime on the three-pointer by Glock. Holy moly! Hang on.
The rest of the Wahoo roster. These boys have played very, very hard all year long and stayed undefeated, and regardless of what happens in this game, it's been a fantastic year. Give you some of the backups as they're being introduced on the floor right now. Ryan Eady, a 5'10 sophomore. Bernie Inbody, who's made quite a reputation for himself, I would say, down here at the state meet. He's 5'9 and a sophomore. Troy Johnston, 5'11 junior. Scott Latham, 6 foot 6 inches tall. He's had average 2.5 points, so he'll get in there and get some points for you. Mike Dvorak, 6'3 junior. Ron Stopa, 6'3 senior. And Steve Voline, a 6'3 sophomore. Those are the players under Coach Mick Anderson. And assistant coaches for the Wahoo Warriors, Mark Watton and Harry Kashiski. And the Warriors have been introduced now on the floor. Next up, you'll hear the introduction of the Lincoln Pius 10 Thunderbolts. They're going to get quite a fan following here, Brian, right in Lincoln.
Well, they're right in Lincoln, but Ted, I don't know if they're outnumbered. We're sitting right in the middle of the Wahoo fan section, and there's probably about as many as there is from Lincoln Pius.
And Coach Danny Need just walked in, walking by us. I wonder if he's keeping his eyes on Jason Glock.
Well, I'm sure he's keeping an eye on him, but he knows in the back of his mind he's 2 years down the way.
Jason Glock for the sophomore for the Wahoo Warriors. Again, the introductions for Lincoln Pius coming out now. Brian, you mentioned, and I guess though having watched Lincoln Pius for the last couple of games, I was not aware of something you just got done doing for Pius, and that you gave the sizes. I did not know that they were as tall as you just gave, 6'6", 6'3". They don't appear that way. Very deceptive height.
Well, they do have a lot of height, just noticing the program, but their rebounding is pretty balanced. Tom Beasley, Burt, and Hendricks will average about 6 rebounds a game. That might be a disadvantage to the Warriors, but I don't know about that. Jason Glock and Randy Hoffman will take up some space in there, and they averaging. Jason's averaging 9 boards a game, and Randy Hoffman's averaging 8 boards. So they hit the board strong just as well.
It is going to be a little bit more difficult for Coach Anderson's squad to get the basketball inside offensively, though. I don't believe there's any question about that tonight. They've had their way the last 2 games.
Well, last night in the game, Randy Hoffman was their inside game, but they didn't miss a beat. We're scoring from the outside when Jason Glock did have to sit down.
Okay, we've got the teams back at their benches now, their respective benches, and they're getting a couple of instructions. Last-minute discussion with coaches.
What do you
Coach
say
Tom Side for Lincoln Pius. He's assisted by Ray Faricki and Russ Ewing. Brian, Russ Ewing was Chris Wall's roommate in college at Wayne. Chris wanted me to point that out. Say hello to Russ for him, and we'll do that. Well, teams are on the court right now, and enough for the generalities.
Well, I tell you what, this is a game Pius has been waiting 365 days to play again, and Wahoo, ever since they've been raised number 2 all year, is looking forward to playing.
And I think probably the press has really set this thing up well, making Wahoo the backup. And there's the tip-off controlled by the Warriors. Troy Glock with the basketball. He'll drive down the left side out on the left wing. Now he moves things back out to the top of the circle. Pius Thunderbolts come in with a man-to-man defense to start this one off. Boudreau up front. He'll pick up Brigham, and here's a steal inside. Lob pass, and Easley comes down with it. Ed Easley for the Thunderbolts. We'll call them the Bolts. That's what they like to call themselves. Boudreau on the east end of the court now. Gives off inside to Hunsaker. Hunsaker underneath, back up to Easley. He's got the bucket. Pius takes the early lead. Easley's a left-hander, and I think Wahoo will remember that from last year. They've got to keep their eyes on his left side. Now out top of the key, we've got Troy Glock off to Kriesel. Back out to Brigham. Brigham will reset the offense. They look to get it inside now to Hoffman. Here's an outside shot by Troy Glock. Short. He was short last night on several shots. Rebound out to Boudreau. John Boudreau little guy, he'll be picked up by Glock, and that's a definite height mismatch in favor of Troy Glock. Lob pass out front, three-point try by Boudreau, up and out of there. Rebound inside, taken away though. That's Tom Burt, had the rebound, put back up and in by, we were shielded there, people walking in front of us. The bucket by Pius, but I was unable to see who it was.
It was Ed Easley for his second bucket.
Ed Easley has a couple of them. We're situated here on the south side. Randy Hoffman with a shot, and he's going to get it to fall. Hoffman makes it 4-2 now. Pius only up by a couple. Again, situated on the south side, about halfway up. Near steal in backcourt by Troy Glock. Boudreau takes it in left side. Shot is up and out of there by Tom Burt. Rebound down to Hendricks. Puts it back up and out. Rebound, this time pulled down by Hoffman. And Randy Hoffman had his work cut out for him there. He had to go up in between Burt and Hendricks. And that's a forest out there. Glock dribbles right-handed off to Brigham. Rob Brigham doesn't shoot much, Brian, but he runs the offense here for the Warriors. Down to Kriesel on the right. A couple of role players, we've talked about them. Here's Kriesel down the middle. Lays it up off there. No good. Down to Hendricks. Gives off to Boudreau in the backcourt. Again, very, very similar, these lineups, to what they were last year. Of course, Steve Carmer gone, Dan Bartek gone. Off inside. Here's a shot up by Easley again, and he's got another basket. Ed Easley with that little left-hander. Very proficient down underneath. 5 minutes, 33 seconds now left to go. First period. And the Warriors find themselves down by 4, so Pius has come to play. Brigham against Boudreau on the top. Flips off right side to Glock. Back out to Brigham. Cross to Kriesel. Cliff won't shoot from that far out. Here's Jason Glock touching the basketball for the first time now. Back across court to Troy Glock. Moves left side. Off to Kriesel. 5:07 now, lob pass inside. They get it into Hoffman. He'll go off the glass strong, and a foul call. Apparently, Ed Easley draws the foul. And that means that Ed's in the book not only for 3 baskets, but a foul as well. 6-4, Hoffman with an opportunity now to cut it to 1. You get the feeling, Brian, this is going to be everything that we expected it to be. I guess I just got done saying Wahoo by 10, but I think they've got too much in the long run. Throughout the course of the game, it's going to be a battle all the way. 6-5 now. Hoffman hits the free throw. Boudreau down in front of Glock. Glock trails him down the court. Lob pass out front to Hunsaker. Lee Hunsaker across the Burt, taken away. Nice tip by Kriesel, gives off to Glock. Kriesel with the quick hand. A point down for Wahoo right now. Glock at the free throw line, rotates it right side. Looks again to get it inside. Watch for Hoffman and Jason inside looking for the basketball. Kriesel out top, across to Troy. Right side, Jason Glock, turnaround, 7-footer. Hits the front of the rim, it's out of there. Hunsaker with the rebound.
Jason was a little short on that.
Here's Boudreau, and Troy Glock likes to play the defense from the backside. Slip in for the steal. Tom Burt with the basketball to Hunsaker. He'll drive it down the free throw line. Boudreau in the corner now, Hendricks. Here's Easley underneath. He's short on the shot. Rebound down to Glock. Jason. Hands off to Troy. They'll move it down slowly this time. Halfway point of the first quarter, 1-point game.
Both teams like to set up. They're not a fast-breaking team.
And in case we didn't mention it, in case you didn't know it, this is the Class B state championship. 2 years in a row, Wahoo and Pius in the finals. Glock down to Kriesel right side. One dribble, back out front to Glock. Brian, does it give Pius any advantage at all, knowing that Kriesel and Brigham just aren't going to shoot?
Yeah, it does, because noticing...
And here's a steal by, and a whistle and a foul. It's going to go against Brigham.
Well, I'm noticing, Ted, right now is that Pius is doing the exact same thing Syracuse did last night. They got 4 guys down low on Hoffman and Glock, and they're fronting them, and they're going behind. We're going to have a timeout, Ted.
We've got a timeout on the floor. 6-5, Pius with the lead. Back in a minute. Okay, 3 minutes, 34 seconds left in the first period. And we are going to be back to live action momentarily here. Brigham, Hoffman, Kriesel, Glock, and Glock for the Warriors. Hendricks, Boudreau, Hunsaker, Easley, and Tom Burt. So height-wise, a very, very good matchup. We'll get back to Brian Eaton talking about Brigham and Kriesel in just a moment. Right now, though, Pius has the basketball. Boudreau way out front. Again, from behind, Glock plays the defense. In the corner to Hendricks. Cross to Tom Bird. He's big, 6'6", right side. Goes up over Hoffman. Can't get the ball to fall. Brigham, a nice rebound. He'll take it down the right side. Again, Brian, talk about Brigham and Kriesel not being in the offense.
Well, they need to take a shot or two just to at least get him some respect and hopefully get the Pius defenders out from the middle. They're just sagging. At one time, there's 5 Pius defenders in the paint.
One other comment we'll make on that, against Kriesel dribbles the ball out front off to Glock. Troy Glock, who's going to shoot from 3, has been having difficulty. Here's one in and out of there also. Rebound down to Boudreau. Troy hasn't had the outside shooting tournament that he would have liked to have had, and there really hasn't been any pressure on him to do it so far. This game, it looks like there may well be. 2:36 left. Here's Hunsaker passing up the shot. Out to Burt, back to Hunsaker. He'll take it in. Lob pass into Easley. The shot is up and in, but it won't count.
Foul's going to be on Brigham. That's going to be his second.
Rob Brigham with 2. We know that Bernie Inbody could come into the lineup for the Warriors, or Ryan Eady.
And it is going to be Bernie Inbody. We'll be checking in for Brigham.
Inbody off the bench quickly, and you know that Coach Anderson had confidence in Bernie Inbody because all throughout the tournament, Bernie stepped in the lineup, threw it up right away for that outside shot. Here's Boudreau off the front of the rim. Rebound to Jason Glock off to Inbody. And he will take over Brigham's post, bringing the basketball up. Troy Glock out front to Inbody. Pretty even matchup now on size between Inbody and Boudreau. Right side. Bernie flips off to Glock. Troy nearly loses it. Now he goes cross back court. They're going to call it an over and back.
I don't know about that, Ted.
Well, Brian, of course, you're concerned with the tip. The ball was tipped away, and it should have been a free ball allowed to go over the line. The official, Dick Morrissey from Omaha, saw it differently. He's umpiring, officiating the ball game, along with Marty Going. Here's Boudreau, takes it down the lane, puts it up easy. He did that like he's done it before, Brian. 7-8-5 now. Pius 10 by 3. 1:46 to go. Warriors a little slow. Here's Glock down the middle. Troy Glock whistling on a foul. Wahoo a little slow in getting going here in this ball game.
Trying to shake off the early jitters.
Though I have to tell you, defensively they've played well. It's on the offense that right now they've got to shake out the cobwebs a little bit.
Foul was on Kelly Hendricks, his first second team foul of the half.
Both teams with a pair now of fouls. Lob pass out front to Kriesel. He'll move the ball right side to Troy Glock. Again, Hoffman being fronted by Tom Bird. Here's a shot up by Glock, no good. Out of their rebound down to Burt. Off to Boudreau. So again, ice cold shooting for the Warriors right now, but they've got a lot of game left to heat up. John Boudreau in the corner to Bird. Out front now Hunsaker. Free throw line, a travel call. A turnover back to the Warriors now.
Wahoo in the first quarter so far is 2 of 7 shooting, while Pius is 4 of 11.
But neither team is burning it up. Brand new nets put up after Fall City Sacred Heart chopped the last ones down. And those nets are still brand new, 8-5. Minute 15, clock continues to run down here in the first period. Jason Glock, free throw line. His first shot of the contest is up and out of there. Hoffman with the rebound. Back up and in, he's fouled. Randy Hoffman took it back up immediately on the missed shot by Jason Glock. And we know Jason can shoot from the outside, but it's always nice to know you have Hoffman underneath and looking for the miss.
Foul was on Kelly Hendricks, his second foul.
Kelly Hendricks, 2 quick fouls.
That would be big for Wahoo if the 6'6 sophomore would be sitting down a little bit this first half.
Right now, Brigham, the only ball player other than Hendricks with a couple of fouls. Hoffman, a chance to tie it. He gets it to roll. Took about 3 bounces off the backboard, was one of them. And now back into the ballgame, or into the ballgame for the first time, Jeff Nichols, a 5'10 senior. He'll replace Hendricks.
Right now, Randy Hoffman's got all 8 points for the Warriors.
It's going to be a smaller lineup, Brian, for Pius right now. 1:01. Now 60 seconds straight up. Hunsaker out to Boudreau. They just made a trade-off, 5'10 for 6'4. And in the right side now, or out front, this is Nichols. Gives inside to Easley. Easley will take it up off the glass. Very strong. And we've got a no basket they call. Wait a minute now.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see. Are they calling the basket off?
They're waving the basket off.
Apparently they're going to say that Cliff Kriesel fouled before Easley took off. And that'll just be the 3rd team foul. It'll give Pius the basketball under their own hoop. So a nice foul by Kriesel. He was able to get it done before Easily could get off the ground. Now steal on the inbound pass. Troy Glock takes it away easily. Looks lob pass up to Jason underneath the hoop. Here's his first basket. And a lead for the Wahoo Warriors. You hear the crowd go nuts. Directly in front of us. About 20,000 Wahoo people. That's funny because the sign didn't say 20,000 when we came through. But they're certainly loud enough right now. 10-8. They take the lead by a couple. Nice steal by Troy Glock. You have to credit him on that. Jason gets the easy basket. Troy a steal and an assist on the same series of plays. Easley out front. Pius now in. A little bit of concern. They've given up 5 straight points. Boudreaux, cross court to Nichols. Here's his first shot from 3 points. Oh, he finds the range. Nichols just threw that up. Now he makes a steal. A steal near the buzzer, but the buzzer goes off. We've got an 11-10 ball game. Pius by 1, back in 60 seconds. And we're back to start the second period of action. A very good first quarter. Started out a little bit slow, finishes up 11-10. Pius up by 1.
Pius will retain the ball in the alternate possession.
So nice performance by Jeff Nichols off the bench for Pius. He comes in for about 30 seconds, has a steal and a 3-point shot. Nichols is off the bench, but he is a senior, so he's had plenty of playing time for Pius in a lot of victories. Here's Boudreaux in the corner to Hunsaker. Back out now, 3-point shot. Boudreaux left side, short on the shot. Rebound down to Easley, puts it up left-handed, and can't get the roll. Whistle and a foul. This is going to go against Inbody. Bernie Inbody, his first foul. And it'll still be an out-of-bounds play here on the foul possession. Hunsaker will do the honors. He's got Kelly Hendricks right in front of him. They've kept Kelly Hendricks out of the book so far, Brian, haven't they?
Yeah, except for his fouls.
And a travel. Well, Kelly Hendricks, on the season, Hendricks scores 14 and a half, nearly 15 points a game. None as of yet. So the inside battle right now is really just that, a battle. Here's Inbody with the basketball. He'll cross the timeline against Boudreaux, or against Nichols, I should say. Now out front, Troy Glock. Left-hand drive down the middle, lays it up, whistle and a foul.
Foul.
This will send Troy to the line. He's averaging straight up 15 coming into the tournament. So right now, it's Hoffman, Glock, Kriesel, and Inbody.
Foul was on Lee Hunsaker, his first. 4th team foul they have. Both teams are in the bonus from here on out, Ted.
7 minutes and 31 seconds left of bonus time for these two clubs. And Troy Glock's shot is up and bounces through. Brian, I have to think Troy Glock has been cold throughout the tournament. And that just means he's due to heat up any time.
Well, what he hasn't been doing scoring-wise, he sure has been playing defense. He's got very quick hands.
Both free throws good by Troy. Easley on the inside. Handoff from Hendricks back to Hendricks. Now here's Nichols in the corner. He's got pressure, and he throws it right into the hands of Cliff Kriesel. So the backcourt pressure effective that time for the Warriors. 7:18 now left. Warriors up by 1. Clock way out front. Stops the action off to Kriesel. Back right wing now. Whistle and a foul. It's going to be Easley over the back of Glock.
And that's going to be his second foul.
Ed Easley.
They're watching him down low. They called Easley for pushing off down low. Jason never even had the ball thrown to him yet, and yet they're holding him.
You have to think that the concern that Lincoln Pius has for Jason Glock is really starting to show. Easley fouled him there, and if you're going to foul the guy, foul him when he's got the basketball. In this case, Easley just was leaning on Jason so hard from behind, and of course Jason hits the free throw. Easley just so concerned about Jason getting inside of him, he fouled him even without the ball. And that's going to cost you when you do that. Second shot by Glock is up. This one bounds out of there. Rebound out to Burt, 6'6", tallest player on the court. Hendricks off to Boudreaux. Boudreaux against the coverage by Glock. 1-3-1 again. And here's Hunsaker left side. Bounces it off the front of the rim. Whistle and a foul. Randy Hoffman. I think it's going to be called on Hoffman over the back from behind.
That's just his first.
13-11. Wahoo leads it by a couple right now. Ed Easley is going to go to the line. Easley, the leading scorer for Elkhorn. Make that Lincoln Pius in the ball game. I wanted Elkhorn in the finals against Wahoo. They didn't make it. Free throw up and out of there. Hendricks with the rebound. He's off the glass strong, but he turned it over again. Hendricks off the glass, very strong. Did not get it to fall, but he traveled anyway. Wouldn't have counted. 6:55 now left on the clock on this Saturday night special. Class B state basketball from the Bob Devaney Center. Here's Troy Glock, dribbles left side, a little bit of a collision, and we're going to have a foul called against Lee Hunsacker maybe.
Hunsacker, his second foul. So right now, Hunsacker easily and Hendricks all have 2 fouls.
And there isn't any question, Brian, the officials are wearing badges tonight. They're keeping things under control.
Very well.
We are in the early moments of the second period, in case you've just turned us on. 13-11, a low-scoring affair, but right now Wahoo up by a couple. Another missed free throw. Rebound to Jason Glock. Jason flips it out to Troy on the left side wing. He'll rotate the ball back around to the front. Get the pick out of in-body, back out to Bernie now. Three-point shot blocked by Boudreaux. Boudreaux came out of nowhere to get that. Here's Glock again, top of the key. Troy from the free throw line, left side, still in and out of there. In-body, lob pass to Hoffman underneath. A nice pass and a nice hoop. Credit in-body with quick thinking on that. The little sophomore knew right away. I personally thought he was going to go back up with a shot, Brian. He was one step ahead of me. Here's Boudreaux, 15-11 now, Wahoo. After being down by 3, they're up by 4 now. 7-point swing. Boudreaux, top of the, or at the free throw line, excuse me. Rebound under the, easily. And Ed usually perfection under the basket. Can't get that one to fall. We've got a tie up on the court.
Jump ball will go along to Wahoo.
Jump ball. The Warriors will get it back. 6 minutes straight up.
We're going to have a TV timeout, Ted.
Television timeout. We'll be back here in a minute. Well, with 6 minutes left in the second quarter, Brian, you had an observation during the timeout.
Well, right now, across the way is where the benches are. The Lincoln Pius fans are out there, and Coach Mick Anderson wants to have a little quiet so he can talk to his team, so he's pulled his bench all the way out on the floor, brought the chairs with him, and that's where they have their huddle.
And maybe Coach Mick is a private person. Maybe that's why he wanted it out there. 15-11 right now. Whatever the Warriors are doing, they're doing right. The 4-point spread. And they're looking to claim that championship. I don't know how many times that's been done. We'll check it at halftime. We'll find out how many times Class B teams have repeated. Warriors on their way right now. 5:54 left, second period. Inside, Jason Glock. He's got an 8-footer. He'll hit it. Troy brought it up, laid a little bounce pass off to the left side, left baseline, and Jason loves that spot. 17-11 now. Tom Burt off to Hendricks. Hendricks not in this game yet. Now he finds the books with a little 14-footer. No way to stop him on that. 4-point gap, 17-13. In-body sets the pick. Now gets the basketball off to Kriesel. Cliff just won't take that shot from out there, Brian. In high school these days, it's hard to pass up that three-pointer when you're wide open, but he's a very unselfish player. Here's another one left side. Same shot, this time for Jason. It won't go. Rebound by Bird. He gives off to Hunsacker, now off to Boudreaux. Boudreaux will bring it up against the 1-3-1. Here's Hunsacker, free throw line. He's got it. That ball barely got over the rim, just enough to cause the net to ripple. 17-15. Oh, it's Kriesel. A strong drive left side. Couldn't get it to go. Hoffman's rebound and putback is no good. Pius with the basketball. 4:43 left, second quarter. Boudreaux in the corner to Hendrick. Cross court, free throw line. Hunsacker, he'll try another one. Another flat shot. This one bounces out of there. Hendrick's rebound. And his shot is up, no good, but he's fouled. 17-15. Hendricks will have a chance to go to the line and tie it. He will have a chance to even things out at the 4.5-minute mark.
Foul was on Jason Glock, his first foul.
Wahoo Warriors, Lincoln Pius 10 Thunderbolts.
Number 1, number 2.
And number 2 and number 1, depending on which poll you look at right now. We've discussed that Hendricks misses the first free throw. Brian, we discussed last night, the fact that Wahoo comes in here number 2 ranked when they probably deserve the number 1 ranking. They haven't been beaten since their championship last year over this same team. Second shot up and in by Hendricks, 17-16. But again, everything works out correctly, and we're able to settle it right here on the Maples where we want to.
That's why they have this tournament. Ratings don't mean anything until the end of the year.
The only thing it really proved is the ratings were right. These are the top 2 teams in Class B. Here's Troy Glock, a lob pass inside, a beauty to Hoffman. He won't get it to roll off the rim. Looks like a foul, no call on it though. Boudreaux brings it up. And again, the Warriors now change their defense, Brian, down to a 2-3, or it looks like. Kriesel and in-body out front. And consequently, the Thunderbolts change their offense. In the corner now, out to Hunsaker. He goes to Boudreau, three-point shot from the top. He'll get it. Well, they may change right back on that 1-3-1. I think Boudreau concerns him, Brian. He did this last year in the ball game. He's a good three-point shooter. Troy Glock, top of the key to Kriesel. Kriesel to in-body, swings it around right side. Lob pass under to Hoffman. Near toss it, throw it away. They do throw it away, the Warriors. Kriesel and Hoffman both went for it, unable to control it. 3:33 left, and Bolts now on top by a couple. Both teams in the bonus situation. Brian joining me tonight. I'm Ted Beneman, and we're bringing you the ball game on KHUB, KFMT. Here's a lob pass in the middle now. Kendricks, 14-footer, bounds in and out of there, rebound to in-body. He'll go off to Troy Glock. And the Warriors come down and reset the offense again. In-body's taking the place of Brigham due to the foul problems. He has the basketball way out front. Now Glock left side. Troy passes up the shot. In-body wanted it. Inside, tried to sneak it into Hoffman. Can't get it. Steal by Burt. He's going to take it to leg. 6-6. He misses the layup. Hoffman with the rebound. Well, Burt was way up on that layup, but he couldn't make it work. 2:53 now, 19-17. Glock steps out to the top of the key. Kriesel right side. Again, he will not take that three-point shot. Jason Glock. Oh, near travel call. Here's Troy, three-pointer left side, bouncing in and out of there. Rebound, Hoffman out of Glock. Jason underneath, he'll get it to fall. He's fouled. We're going to have the officials.
They're going to wave it off for traveling.
Oh, they are too. The two officials don't agree on that. The official out front called the travel on Jason, and I'm not too sure he wasn't right. We have a timeout on the court. In 19-17, Pius has the lead. Back in 60 seconds. Well, 19-17 is our score. Pius Thunderbolts with a 2-point margin now. Obviously, they're not going to fold things up. They're not going to fold up 10 yet. 19-17, they hold the 2-point lead. And the Warriors playing without Brigham right now, in-body in his place. They're matching up very, very well. They changed their defense. We've got people in front of us right now, unable to see what we're looking at. Easley off to Hunsaker, back to Easley in the corner. Back to Hunsaker, playing a little catch right now. Here's three-point shot by Boudreau out front, bounds it off left side. Rebound to Hendricks, he's up and in with a basket. Kelly Hendricks in the right place at the right time. 21-17 now, biggest lead for Pius at 4. 2:02 left, in-body nearly has it taken away. Three-point shot, he's got stripped away by Boudreau. Boudreau brings it down court, he's got Hendricks left side, baseline move, and a whistle and a foul. It's going to be in-body.
That's going to be his second foul.
Well, Hendricks will go to the line, Brian, but I think you have to really look to Boudreau for the play right there.
He's blocked a couple shots that Bernie has taken tonight.
Near steal against the in-body. Brigham back in the ball game now. And then Boudreau with the steal, the tip and the steal. So the Pius Thunderbolts have come right back. A minute 52, Brigham back in the ball game. The starters on the court right now for both squads. Here's Hendricks with a free throw. He's got it to fall, 22-17. 1 minute, 52 seconds on the clock. And I'll tell you, Brian, it looks like every announcer, every radio station in the state is here. Big game, big basketball game. Second shot up and good. And the Warriors find themselves trailing by 6 now. Still time here in this first half to get back even. They've got to get some heat out of Troy Glock. They're unable to get the basketball inside. Here's Troy. Lob pass to Hoffman. And Randy comes down with it to Brigham in the corner. Baseline move. He'll pull up. Can't take the shot. Out to Troy. A minute 30 now left. And the job that is being done right now by Easley on Jason Glock might be the story of the game, Brian. They cannot get the basketball to Jason. Here's a strong move down the middle. Troy shot up and out of there. No good. Rebound to Easley. He gives off to Boudreau in backcourt. Brian, you started to say on that.
Well, I was going to say, right now, Wahoo has missed their last 6 shots. They're ice cold right now.
And again, unable to get the basketball into Jason Glock. Here's Hendricks left side, 17-footer. He's got it to fall. Pius is hot right now. 55 seconds to go. Brigham right side. Lob pass. He throws it away right into the hands of Hendricks. 50 seconds clock running, and it could be, well, Pius is going to probably play for one here. They are. Coach Tom Seib calls for one shot with 42 seconds to go. So Pius wants to go in either up by 8 or up by 10 or 11. Whichever way they can work it out. no real foul problems on the floor right now. A couple of players with 2. Boudreaux out front to Hunsaker, now to Hendricks. They're just going to play right out near the half-court line, standing right on top of the state of Nebraska. Now they move it down, 18 seconds to go. Right side, Hendricks. He's got the shot in and out of there. Rebound, gets his own rebound. Second shot up, bounce out of there. He gets the third. Now this is Easley with the basket. Ed Easley in the right place for the putback. 5 seconds, clock running with 4. Here's Troy Glock. Lobs off right side, tipped away. And that is maybe going to be halftime.
That is
It
halftime.
is 27-17, a 10-point margin for Pius over the Warriors. Coach Vic Anderson will take his team in. They'll sort things out. We're going to have a hot second half. Stay with us. Back in a minute. And the Warriors lose the basketball out of bounds.
Tried to lob that ball into Hoffman.
45-33. We've got a timeout on the court. Under 7 minutes now. 6:58 to go. And let's take a break. 45-33. 6 minutes and 58 seconds.
Looks like Wahoo has switched over to a man-to-man.
Brian, each minute left here in the final 7, the Warriors have got to pick up 2 points. They've got to pick up 2 for each minute. We'll watch it closely for you. Boudreaux moves it down baseline. He'll lay it up off the glass. He's got it to fall. A nice play by Boudreaux, and he's just been awesome. 47-33. They definitely are going to have to pick up 2 points each time now. Whistle and a blocking foul on Friesel. Boudreaux picked it up.
One official called a block. The other one was, I think, was ready to call the pushing foul, but they're going to call it on Friesel.
Well, that blocking foul certainly hurts because the Warriors needed to pick up a hoop very quick. Warriors needed to pick up a hoop very quickly. They're not going to do it that way. In backcourt, Boudreaux against Glock. And I have to say, I'm flabbergasted because Pius just had not played that well in the first 2 ball games. Inside to Burt. Lob pass back out front. They're certainly going to slow it down now. Look for the Pius Kid Thunderbolts to take a shot about every 10 minutes now. Boudreaux to Hendricks. Hendricks really is the type that'll take that shot about any time. Burt out to Hunsaker. He'll swing the basketball back over to Hendricks. 6:06 clock continues to move. In the middle, Hendricks with a shot. He's got it to fall. 49-33. 16-point gap. Here's Ryan Eady. Off inside Hoffman. All alone off the glass. He's got it. Well, the 3-point shot and 3-point fouls would be the only opportunity now, Brian, the Warriors have to get back in this one, trailing it by 14. Pressure defense, and they're not really creating the pressure right now. Rob Brigham's set to come back in. He's been out most of the ball game with foul trouble. Ed Easley underneath. We have a possession call. It's going to go to Pius. And Easley hits the ground very strongly. Edie comes out. Brigham in the ball game for the Warriors. 5:31 left in the ball game. And the Pius 10 Thunderbolts have been everything that the Raiders said they were. Speaking, of course, of Larry Porter of the World Herald. And we have a 5-second call against Pius. They were not able to get the basketball in. You have to get that basketball on the court after 4 seconds.
They have to just release it. That's a new rule they've changed this year.
Here's Glock, and they have to work fast. Here's a baseline move. Troy Glock, 15-footer. Perfect. Perfect shot by Glock. He liked that left side. Pressure in backcourt now. Boudreaux gives off to Hunsaker. He's picked up by Brigham, and he's in a little bit of trouble. Gets it across to Burt. Burt moves down left side, out to Boudreaux down the middle, and they reset the offense way back out front with Hunsaker. 12-point game now. Hunsaker moves down. Kriesel goes for the steal, can't find it. Lob pass across court and nearly a turnover. Nice save by Boudreaux. He'll put it off the glass, can't get it to fall. Tip try, no good. And a whistle and a foul point, and it goes against the Warriors. Brigham, I believe, Brian?
Brigham came over the back.
4:53 to go, 12-point margin.
Foul, I'm sorry, Ted. Foul was on Troy Glock, his second foul.
A lot of bodies flying around in the middle there.
Picked out one. Point and pick out one.
We may, in fact, have had the right perpetrator, but they called a different one. And a 12-point game, and they're going to go to the line, the bonus situation from here on out for Pius. And as you mentioned a little bit ago, Brian, that may not be that bad a deal.
Save some time, put them on the line.
Shot up and in for Easley. Ed Easley does a very, very quiet job out there for the Thunderbolts, but at the end of the game, or at least in the post-game films, I think you can note most of what he does. He's there again for him at the free throw line. Second shot up. This one's in and out of there. Rebound to Burt, now taken away by Glock. Troy Glock with the basketball, 4:48. Still a lot of time, but they've got to work fast. Troy Glock in the middle, 10-footer, rims it in and out of there. Hoffman rebound up off the glass. No,
Foul
we have a
good.
whistle and a foul.
Foul will be on Burt, his third.
And Hoffman will go to the line. A 13-point game right now, so a chance to cut it to 11. Brian, would you consider Bernie Inbody right now? He's had some success with the three-point shot for the Warriors. While Brigham, on the other hand, really doesn't get too much into the offense, and they need that three-pointer.
Yeah, they do.
Hoffman hits the first one.
I don't know, Ted. Bernie Inbody, he had a couple of shots blocked that might tend to shy him away from shooting in, which he doesn't need at this time.
And Coach Anderson may just simply feel, look, if we need the three-pointer, we'll go to Troy Glock for it. He has not had a good tournament as the second shot goes in by Hoffman. Troy hasn't had him. I should clarify that. At the three-point line, he hasn't had a good tournament. He had a great tournament other than that. This would be the time that a senior like Troy Glock might just heat it up from out there. 50-39. We sure saw an explosion by a senior last night from Alliance. Oh, and a nice block by Troy Glock from behind. When we talked about him, he responded. Terrific block by Troy Glock. Brigham off to Kriesel. Again, they're not going to get any shot selection from Kriesel and Brigham. Shot up. Now Kriesel takes it. All right. That's exactly the way to quiet me. Kriesel knew he had to take the shot. Put it up off the glass. We're at 9 points now. 4:07. A lot of time. Whistle and a foul on Brigham. That's got to be 4 on Rob Brigham.
No, that's just 3. We gave
one. Okay, that's right. We did
give one earlier they didn't have.
All right, we're glad to take that one away. Well, Brian, you may not think so, but I'm more than pleased to see Cliff Kriesel knock that one down.
Took a nice shot. Took a nice little bank shot. Yeah, tough angle.
We watched Kriesel have a fantastic game last night. I think he can do a little more offense than what he allows himself to do. And on the other end, Hunziker with the free throw. They've got to hope that the Thunderbolts do nothing more than hit 1 out of 2.
They're 5 of 8 tonight from the line.
62%. 4:06 to go. Back to a 10-point margin. Hunziker with the second one, rolls it in and out of there. So it worked that time, a 10-point margin. Come down with, go ahead, Brian.
No, go ahead.
If they can come down with the 3 here, 2 or 3 points, they'll be cutting it way down. They need to get it down. And a tip try, and taken away by Brigham. Baseline move, off to Hoffman. Oh, they had a golden opportunity. Here's Glock down the middle. Troy's going to take it in. He'll lay it up. It's perfect. An 8-point game. And look for the Warriors to come back strong right now. In backcourt, Boudreaux against Glock. Excellent coverage by Troy Glock. And a timeout call by the Thunderbolts. 3:36 to go. 51-43. How about a Wahoo comeback? We'll be back in a minute. Okay. We're back here. It's 3:36 to go. 51-43. An 8-point game. The Warriors have done exactly what they needed to do to get back in this one. And don't count them out.
Troy Glock had 2 points at halftime, now has 16. He's answered with 14 points in the second half.
And that's the sign of a leader and a veteran. Glock now putting a little bit of pressure on Boudreaux, and they throw the ball away. Oh, it's going to go back to Pius. A nice play by Rob Brigham, but it'll cost the Warriors. That ball would have gone out of bounds and been Wahoo's basketball. Brigham tried for the steal. You got to credit him with great hustle on that. 3.5 minutes to go. They need the basketball back. They've got to get it under 6. Hunziker lob pass to Burt. Down underneath, left side. A nice play by Burt. He's fouled by Jason Glock.
That's going to be Jason's third foul.
And that hurts. The margin is 10, and Burt at the line for a free throw. Just momentarily there, it appeared that the Warriors were going to be able to get it back to within 6, but no go. At the line, Tom Burt, the sophomore, he throws it up and pumps it home. Back to an 11-point game now. Troy Glock from way out front. They're not taking the threes. Troy holds up this time. Jason at the free throw line, off to Brigham, or off to Kriesel. Oh, and a missed shot on Kriesel. Missed the shot on the left side. It bounded out of there. Rebound down to Burt. So Tom Burt's come forward. He stepped forward here. He's the younger brother of Charlie Burt that plays for Wesleyan from Pius. Pressure in backcourt, off to Hunziker. And a whistle and a foul. It's going to be a reach call against Troy Glock. 54-43. Last year, a 50-48 ball game. Warriors finish on top. And if you'll recall, Brian, the Warriors made a fantastic finish coming from way back. A very, very similar situation. You might say we're missing Dan Bartek and Steve Carmer, but they do have Troy Glock, Jason Glock. This is still a fantastic team. 3:01 to go. Free throw up and in by Hunsaker.
Rattle it home. Rattle that thing home. It hit 4 or 5 different times on the rim before it fell through.
And if he can hit this free throw, he's going to put the margin at 13. That might be too much. We'll see if Hunsaker can do it. Shot up too short on it. Free throw now. Missed down to Glock. And 3-on-2 fast break quickly. Troy's going to take this himself. And a perfect play up off the glass. Troy Glock continues to play well. 16 second half points. And a timeout called by Pius. They were under all kinds of pressure. 55-45. We'll keep this right here for a couple of seconds. Ryan, Warriors foul situation. Give us a look at that quickly.
Foul situation. Troy Glock has 3. Jason's got 3. And Rob Brigham's got 3. 4. Pius, Lee Hunsaker, and Ed Easley, and Kelly Hendricks have 4 fouls. Tom Bird has 3 fouls.
It may, in fact, be too late for that foul situation to make a difference. But think of it this way. If Troy Glock continues to drive the lane, if he can pick up 2 or 3 quick fouls on those big guys, maybe put a couple of them on the bench.
That will help them, because then they can hit the boards and pick up some rebounds, and maybe off a missed shot they can put the ball back up.
It really is the only opportunity they have right now. Pressure defense and maybe getting a couple of those big guys out of there. Yeah. Because Tom Burt right now, though he only has 3 fouls, Tom Burt has made a difference for the Pius Sam Thunderbolts.
Tom Burt may be saying, hey, I've heard all these stories about Jason Glock being the best sophomore. He's going to put his name in the hat. I got 2 years to play yet.
Well, you can't take anything away from Jason Glock at all. We've seen what he can do, and so proud of him, and we'll be proud of him for the next couple of years.
He's, from I understand, he's not too bad at football.
We know that for a fact as well. 55-45, 2:50 to go. Pius runs the baseline off to Boudreau. He breaks the timeline easily against pressure. Now a toss up to Hunsaker. And quickly, Troy Glock chases Hunsaker down. He'll chase him all around the court if he has to. Hunsaker gets rid of the ball, tipped it, and handled by the Warriors. What a great play. Guess who? Troy Glock with another beauty. You have to credit Randy Hoffman. You credit everybody on that. Tight defense. This is a big play. Here's Glock. 3-point range out front. Can't get it to fall. Rebound to Hendricks. And Troy's just frustrated with himself from 3-point range. I think he feels comfortable right now moving the basketball down underneath. Again, Boudreau switches it around behind him.
What a ball handler Boudreau is.
Very good ball handler against double coverage right there. He took the ball across the timeline. 55-45, 2 minutes left on the clock right now. Whistle and a foul against Brigham. A 1-on-1 situation, and Hunsaker's going to go to the line. He has not been too bad there, Brian.
He's roughly 2 for 4. He hits the first one, but the second one he doesn't. The one he made last time, it rattled home, and the second shot he took was short. So.
Okay, make a liar out of me. Hasn't been that good then. 2 for 4.
I don't have to help you.
2:01 left. And Hunsaker will go to the line. Hoffman and Jason Glock draw the inside spot. They'll look to get a big rebound right here. Hunsaker bends the knees, throws it up. He's got it. Well, if form holds true, he'll miss the second one. 11-point game, 2:01. Time is definitely on the side of the Thunderbolts right now. Coach Tom Seib standing up on the sideline. Second shot is up. This is good as well. 12-point game again. 57-45. Glock from way outside. Goes to the free throw line. Lobs off. In there. In. Oh, Ryan Eady. And I thought they might go to Eady and in-body. They did during that break right there. Ryan Eady hammers a three-pointer. 57-48. Well, Brian, we discussed that. We have a foul on the court, by the way, a backcourt foul. It's going to be a 1-on-1 situation. Let's talk about that a moment. We said, would he dare go to in-body and Ryan Eady, the three-point shooters, the young sophomores, and I don't know, it's possibly waited too long.
Well, their game plan all year has been to work the ball inside. Now they are in a situation where they have to take the three-point shot. So this is what they're doing.
Coach Anderson has the 2 youngsters in there along with Troy Glock. And you can expect a dozen. Here's a rebound. Missed free throw. 9-point game. A lot of time left right now. A big shot, that one right there. Here's another three-pointer. Eady passes it up. Free throw line. He'll toss it up. Bounds out of there. Gets his own rebound. Oh, no. Now Boudreau loses the basketball out of bounds, doesn't he? We have a collision on the side of the court. We'll wait and see what they call. They're going to give it to Wahoo. It's going to be Wahoo's basketball going from west to east right here. 1:32 to go. A big hoop right here can really change things. Ryan Eady, you have to credit Ryan Eady, the young sophomore. Comes out there, he passed up the three-point shot, moved to the middle, took the two, had enough presence of mind, Brian, to look for the rebound. He's the one that tipped that ball, which went off Boudreaux and caused a scramble on the floor. And right now, that scramble caused a little bit of perspiration, or a lot of perspiration. 9-point game, 1:32 to go. They're going to look to in-body and Eady here. Glock will do the ball handling. He'll find whichever one of them is open, or he'll take it himself. We'll wait and see. It's going to be inside to Jason Glock, move down the middle, and he'll pull up at 5 feet. Cannot get it. No, he does get it to fall. The ball bounced around a little bit, down to 7 points.
Timeout.
And a timeout on the court. Wahoo takes it. 57-50. We will be back in 60 seconds. Well, I'm sure the Warriors appreciate that little vote of confidence from their sponsors. They're down by 7 with 1:22 to go. And a little backcourt pressure. Tom Burt lobs up to Boudreaux. He's going to look to go across the timeline. Jason Glock picks him up. Troy has 4 fouls now. They can ill afford to lose him. Reach from backside, nearly did lose him. Boudreaux again out front. A lot of pressure, and right now the Warriors are putting it all over Pius, and a whistle and a foul. This will go against Ryan Eady. Eady, that's got to be his first.
That's his first. Hendricks will go to the line. He's 3 for 4 tonight from the line.
Kelly Hendricks is a very, very strong-looking senior for Pius. And not the kind of guy that you're going to rattle too easily. We'll see whether or not he can convert here. Shot is up and, oh, got it to duck in over the front of the rim.
He hit 2 big free throws yesterday against Ord.
So this is not an area of weakness for the Thunderbolts. 58-50 now. Still, though, even if he makes this, and he does, 59-50, a chance now for 3 quick three-pointers. Troy Glock will pull it up from way outside. Is he going to take the first one? Lob out to Eady. Brian Eady, three-point shot. Can't get it to fall. So Jason Glock on the rebound. He'll turn around, put it back.
Got it.
He's fouled. He'll go to the line.
And that's going to be it for Ed Easley. He's just fouled out.
Credit Ed Easley with a great ball game for the Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts. But he is out of the ball game now, and we have a timeout on. No, it is going to be. Well, I don't know. They have a signal timeout, but Coach Anderson pulled everybody over. And now Tom Burt says, no, there's been no timeout issued. Coach Anderson called his entire squad over to the side. And the official steps out there and says, hey, fellas, get back on the court. 59-52. Jason Glock with an opportunity here to get it back to 6. They have got to get within 2 3-point shots.
Ed Easley fouls out with 13 points.
And again, a good ball game, a good defensive ball game on Jason Glock, who now has 11. Jason normally scores 21. Well below his average. He's got a chance to put one more on. Shot is up and good. 59-53. Oh, this is getting very interesting now. Warriors backcourt nearly. No, it's going to be Warrior basketball. Warrior basketball. What a fine defensive play.
Super play. Troy Glock.
Troy Glock and Ryan Eady combined on that play.
Oh.
Just a super play. Where Ryan Eady is no sophomore, I'll tell you that. And we've got down in the corner, Wahoo inbounds it to Eady. 52 seconds to go. They're still 6 points back. Troy Glock from out front gives to Eady. 3-point shot. He's going to give you up and short. Rebound. Ball spins away. Ryan Eady, but on the corner, the Warriors have it. Troy Glock comes down with it. He's at 3-point range. He'll fire it up. Way short. Rebound to Hendricks. 37 and a foul on Jason Glock. What a flurry of activity that was right there. It all started when Ryan Eady and Troy Glock combined to get the ball out of John Boudreaux's hands, and Boudreaux lost it out of bounds.
Foul was on Jason Glock. That's going to be his fourth.
The Thunderbolts put Jeff Nichols back in the ball game to help out.
Not a lot of substituting for Pius. They stick with their starting 5.
And they've been up to the task all year long. 59-53. Here's Hendricks. He can really make the difference. Shot is up and bounce out of there. Rebound to Troy Glock. 35 seconds to go. They need something quick here. Baseline move. Glock gives off to Jason. He'll go off the glass. We cut it to 4 now. 59-55.
Who takes timeout?
And a timeout. 59-55. We're going to stay right here. 28 seconds to go. Troy Glock took it down the left baseline, drew all of the defensive coverage to him, laid the basketball off to Jason, and Jason had absolutely no defense in front of him. Went up easily for the basketball, and easily for that basketball.
There's a name missing, but Pius backed off from him. They didn't want to foul and pick up the third foul. Give him the 3-point play.
What do you do now, Brian? 59-55.
They got to foul. There's no questions this and or but. They're going to have to foul and put him on the line, get the clock stopped, and try to get the ball back. Wahoo is out of timeout, so right now, Pius has got one timeout left, but I don't know if they're going to, I doubt they're going to use it.
Well,
But they have to.
Brian, you know, again, we can't think seriously of fouling right away. Maybe they go for the steal.
Go for the steal, but they can't, if the ball does get in, they can't waste a lot of time.
They cannot waste time.
Going to have to pick up someone. They don't want Jason or Troy Glock to foul because they're hot right now, and they both have 4 fouls.
Well, I'll tell you, Warriors is the right name for this group. They are battlers. I'll grant you that.
They're
down
young
by
too.
16.
Yeah, except for, well, go ahead.
Okay, we'll start action again. Hunsaker gets it into Boudreaux. Boudreaux in backcourt off to Nichols. Nichols breaks the timeline off to Bird. He can sense things here. Oh, they have to hold up. Turnaround shot in there for Tom Bird. That's a big basket for Bird. Back to a 6-point game, 61-55. Here's in-body way out left side. Got it! Oh, he got it! Hammers it home, 61-58. What a shot by Bird and a steal by in-body. Here's Troy Glock, 3-point range. Troy Glock, got it! He made a three-pointer! We've got a tie ball game! We are going overtime! We're in overtime! Yeah! Oh, yeah! Super! We are in overtime! This is fabulous!
Amazing!
Okay, let's cool down. Cool it down. That yelling is not Brian Eaton denied, whether you think it is or not. That's the Wahoo crowd. Listen to him. 61.
Oh, amazing, Jeff.
61.
Bernie in-body hit that from 25 out.
Bernie
And
in-body.
they got the steal clock, hit it from about 25 from the top, banked it around and in.
Brian, I just said moments ago that Troy Glock has had a very, very cold tournament from three-point range, but he was saving it. Troy Glock knew what he was doing.
What a comeback. 6 points in the last 17 seconds.
Fabulous. And I'll tell you something, Bernie in-body is amazing. This young, and Ryan Eady, we have to talk about Ryan Eady as well. Troy Glock we knew all about, but in-body and Eady step into the ball game. Coach Anderson told them, fellas, get out there and take the three-point shot. Look what they do. Look how they respond.
15,000 people are buzzing now,
If you thought last year's game was big, oh boy.
What a game. What a last 17 seconds you just saw.
Brian, did last year's game go overtime?
No, it was the last second shot.
Second shot when Steve Carmer hit the basket. And the two teams are congratulating each other. They're on the court right now. 61. What a shot by Troy Glock and Bernie in-body. 3 minutes on the clock now, and here's the tip. It'll be controlled by the Warriors. Jason Glock. Remember the foul situation now. Troy Glock, baseline move up in, and he can't get the fall. Rebound out to Hendricks. Remember the foul situation now. The Warriors are not in as bad a shape, Brian, as
well, yeah, they are.
Thunderbolts.
They are with the Glock brothers with 4 fouls apiece. But Eddie Easley for Pius, who's had 13 points, is fouled out.
Okay, then the foul situation still is going to make a difference in this final 2:44. And we apologize if you couldn't hear it very well, but this is a fabulous finish. Shot up and in by Boudreaux, no good. Hoffman. Randy Hoffman with the big rebound there, 2:33. Smiles on the faces of the Wahoo Warriors as they bring this one down. 3-point shot, Ryan Eady. Oh, he's got it. Oh, Ryan Eady is fabulous. This is unbelievable, folks. If this doesn't take the headlines tomorrow, nothing will. What an effort. The Warriors are outstanding with the basketball. Hunsaker now for Pius. They trail it by 3. I'll tell you something, there is no... Hunsaker with a shot up, no good, gets his own rebound, puts it up, now he gets it to fall, 64-63. I don't know what they're feeding these kids up in Wahoo, but these sophomores, they do not know what nervous is. Here's Ryan Eady in backcourt now. Pressure, a little bit of pressure. The ball's across midcourt and taken away by Pius. Nichols and he's fouled by Ryan Eady.
Couldn't see what was happening.
We could not see it down directly in front of us. The fans stood up, and we could not see what was happening at the base here. You probably saw it better if you're watching the game on television. 64-63, a minute 42 to go. Just a fabulous finish. Where's that Alcoa people for their fantastic finishes? If this one doesn't make it, nothing will. A minute 42 left here in the overtime now. And at the line, off the bench, Jeff Nichols. Oh, his shot is up and out of there. He's going to get 2, of course, on the shooting foul. 64-63, the best he can hope for here is a tie unless they can get an offensive rebound. Second shot up and out of there, missed them both. Rebound down to Glock, a 1-point lead in a minute 40. Do you take the air out, Brian?
I think they're going to you still want to try to score. A lot of time left.
Glock, and he has it taken away. Troy Glock got it taken away. Kelly Hendricks comes down with it, tried to get the basketball inside. We have a minute 26 to go. Oh, if you're on the road and can't see this one on television, you will not believe the finish we had moments ago to regulation play. Looks like it's going to do it again right here in the overtime. 64-63. Wahoo up by 1. A minute 11, clock running, and Pius throws it away.
Ball's out of bounds.
Pius throws it out of bounds. So the Warriors now at a minute 8, and right now Coach Vic Anderson, Coach Harry Kaczynski, and Coach Mark Watton are talking it over on the sidelines. Do you take the air out?
Wahoo gets an extra timeout in the overtime. Both teams pick up an extra one. Pius has 2, Wahoo 1.
1 minute straight up on the clock. Troy Glock has the basketball off the in-body. Around it, Ryan Eady. They're not going to try to throw that inside, Brian. They're not going to attempt that again. The last time the blood started rolling out last time. Pius wants them to get the ball inside. They're not going to. Out the in-body out front. Whistle and a foul on Jeff Nichols. And this will send Bernie in-body to the line. Well, don't tell me that he's going to be nervous, because I won't believe you.
Ted, right now, you look out on the court, you got 3 sophomores, a junior, and 1 senior.
You just absolutely cannot tell me that Bernie in-body is nervous at the line right now.
Not after that 25-footer he took with him at the end of regulation.
He and Ryan Eady simply do not know the meaning of the word nerves.
Pius is going to take one of their 2 timeouts.
And I'll tell you something, Brian. We're going to stay right here during this timeout. I've got to tell you what we just saw on the court. John Boudreau, the fine senior guard for Lincoln Pius, simply walked up to Bernie in-body, looked at him and said, "Good luck, fella." You can see it on his lips. A nice gesture on the part of John Boudreau. And I think
he might be putting something in the back of his mind to think about it.
Well, I watched for that. The expression on his face was one of sincerity, I believe. We'll wait and see if he meant it that way. But bonus situation, of course, for both teams. 43 seconds in the first overtime here. And this has been a ball game to end all ball games.
I'm thinking back at that 3-point shot Troy took at the end of the game. That thing was 50% in, 50% wanting to go off, but it rolled the other way.
It hit the front of the rim, it hit the back of the rim, it hit the backboard, it went up, it came down, it went through. 64-63 Wahoo. And I'm going to tell you now, I have never seen a finish like the one we had. I have never seen one any better than that. 6 points in the last 17 seconds. A sophomore off the bench fires it up from a million miles away. The planet Jupiter. And then Troy Glock, the senior, says, "I haven't had one of these all during the tournament. I'm going to get it right now. I've got a second or so left." 64-63. Bernie in-body at the line. He has a chance to give the Warriors a 3-point edge. Shot is up. He's got it. He's got it. Bernie in-body. Oh, he's fabulous. And if you've got children out there, tell them to keep an eye on this young man. Here's the guy to emulate. In-body. A chance to make it 3. You'll hear the Wahoo crowd if he does. And he's got it. 66-63. 43 seconds to go. Look for Boudreau to shoot the shot now for Pius. John Boudreau. Wahoo backs off. They're going to give him the shot if he can get it. Way out front, this is Hunsaker. Out to Hendricks. He's at 3-point range. Back to Hunsaker. Nichols sets up way out front. Boudreau has it tipped away, but it goes into the hands of Hunsaker. Down to 24 seconds. The best they can hope for is a tie right now. Lob pass inside. This is Burt. Turnaround shot. Burt can't get it to fall. And the ball's out of bounds. It's Wahoo's basketball.
Ball went off Jeff Nichols.
Off Nichols, out of bounds. Warriors have it, but they're going to get some of the best pressure you've ever seen in your life.
Nick Anderson's looking for a timeout.
Coach Anderson wants a timeout, and the Wahoo Warriors are very excited right now. 66-63. Brian, let's look in the book. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be right back here to finish this one up. Well, Brian Eaton is my legal secretary here, and I've just asked him to scour through the pages of our record book that we hold and find out when the last time, if
last
the last
time was 59-60. The Syracuse Rockets had won it. Mount Michael had won two in the 3 years. 1960 was the last back-to-back championship.
Arlington won a couple of back-to-back, but one of those was in Class C. And Syracuse, who got into the second round last night against Wahoo. So Syracuse remembers it. Troy Glock with the basketball, 16 seconds to go, gives off to Jason Glock. Back to Troy, and he's fouled by Boudreau.
That's his first foul of all this whole game.
1-on-1 situation. Troy Glock's going to have a chance to go down and simply put it in the freezer. 14 seconds to go. Troy Glock can hit them both. A 5-point edge right now, and it's over. Bernie Inbody just went down to talk to Ryan Eady. They sit at center court right now.
Our two little sophomores are sitting there at half court. We're ready to go.
They're looking at each other right now and saying, let's do this a couple more years. This is fun. Free throw up by Glock, and he's got it. A 4-point game right now, 67-63. Wahoo looking at repeat championship back-to-back. And the way of doing it, oh, I tell you what, if you can beat that effort of Steve Carmer's last year, I'll put in with you. Glock with a second shot, and they've done it. 68-63. Pius, Wahoo's going to get out of the way. 10 seconds now on the clock. Boudreaux way out front. He'll have to fire it up. He does. Boudreaux's shot is up and off. Rebound to Nichols. Whistle and a foul. It's going to be on Nichols. It's going to be on Nichols. That's going to send Inbody to the line. Look at them. They are going crazy on the court now.
Amazing.
68-63. 6 seconds left in the overtime, and Pius is shocked. Pius has been in this final for the last 3 years. They've had it taken away from them now 3 consecutive years.
They are stunned. Just amazing.
I'll tell you what, what a what a great thing this is for the Wahoo Warriors. Shot up by Inbody, in and out of there. Rebound to Hendricks. 6 seconds, they'll get out of his way. He can't do much. 3-point shot for Hendricks is in. He hammers it home at the buzzer. 68-66. Wahoo the winner. Repeat championship. Class B champs 2 years in a row under Coach Mick Anderson. The Wahoo Warriors have done it again, and I'll tell you what it was, Brian. Coach Anderson said, fellas, we put it together last year. Let's do something a little different this year. Let's get behind by 16. Last year they were behind by 11, you'll recall. He said, let's just wait a little longer this year, down by 16. And I tell you what, let's wait till we've got 17 seconds to go and fire up a couple of three-pointers.
Got the three-point trio out there.
Oh, they are.
Riding their shoulders.
Riding on the waves. Riding on top of the shoulders. You've got Inbody, Ryan Eady, Troy Glock, Scott Latham. There's Creasel. Cliff Creasel gets a ride now. These Warrior fans are excited. 68-66.
Look across the way, Chet. Look at the students at Pius. Boy, they still can't believe when this happened.
Creasel, who is on the left side. A shot taken by Troy Glock is short, bumps off the rim, no good. Pius has it, leading 2-0. Boudreaux backcourt left side, waits for the team to fall down around the key. Hunziger back out to Boudreaux. 3 if it goes. It's off the iron, no good. Crashing in for the rebound was Burt. Had it momentarily, lost it, but guess who got it? Easley puts it back up and in. 4 points for Easley, and Pius takes a 4-0 lead.
2 big offensive rebounds that time for the Bolts, Chuck, against a 1-3-1 zone defense by Wahoo.
Here's Hoffman from the post, puts it up and in. Randy Hoffman at about 10 feet away inside the lane, put it up and in. 4-2. Pius with the lead, and Boudreaux brings up the basketball. Quickly ahead to Burt. Burt shoots it high from the wing, left side, won't go. Kelly Hendricks rebound, puts it up short, tapped around, pulled out of there by Hoffman. Hoffman puts it in the hands of Troy Glock, and Glock will bring up the basketball. Clears the timeline, moves to the right side, still hangs on, flips it away to Brigham. Brigham circles around near the top of the key, sends it back to the right side wing to Creasel. Creasel takes it in the lane, arches one, it's no good. Kelly Hendricks gets the rebound. Just hands it right in front of him to Boudreaux, and Boudreaux will bring up the basketball for the Bolts, leading 4-2. Boudreaux lost the ball momentarily, but tapped it on the floor a few times to get control again. Again, they get it low to Easley. Banker good by Easley. Left side. Easley with all 6 of the Pius points, and it's 6-2. Pius over Wahoo. Class B championship game here at the Devaney Sports Center. Season ending for both teams here in this championship. Glock up on top to Cliff Creasel. Around to Jason Glock in the left corner. Cross court to Troy Glock, who's on the right side wing. Under pressure from Hunziger. Brigham lobs it low to Hoffman. Hoffman goes up, catches it, scores, and fouled. gets the basket down low, left in the paint. It's 6-4. He's fouled. Will go to the line and a chance for the three-point play.
Chuck, it was Ed Easley who fouled him, too, and that's his first. That time it almost looked like Pius may have been in a zone. Looked like 2-3, and that's something I wouldn't expect, but it almost looked like it.
Foul shot, bumps the rim twice and drops for Randy Hoffman. So he does complete the three-point play, and he has 5. 6-5. Pius with the lead by 1. Hunziker cut off right side of the lane. Cross court to Burke, and it's intercepted by Wahoo. Hoffman caught it, but it was Kriesel who bumped it first before it was put in the hands of Burke. Now Wahoo goes back to work with a chance to take the lead if they can connect here. Up on top, Troy Glock. Bounce pass to Jason Glock. Glock baseline jumper short. Off the rim. No good. Hunziker goes up to get the rebound. Now to Boudreau, and Boudreau will bring it up against Troy Glock. Stops, flips it in the corner to Hendricks. Cross court, Burt, left side. Burt up on top to Hunziker. Hunziker moves into the foul line. Bounce to Boudreau, to Hendricks, into Easley. Turnaround is short. And waiting underneath, Jason Glock to get the rebound. Puts it in the hands of Troy Glock, and Glock will bring it up. Trailing by a point, 6-5. Pius leads by 1. Wahoo trying to go ahead if they can connect here. Last time it missed on a baseline jumper. Here's Kriesel. Kriesel moves out to the right side wing. Now to Troy Glock, around to Brigham. Back to Kriesel, to Troy Glock near the right corner. Kriesel, cross court, Brigham. And as they try to go inside with it again, we have a foul as Easley pulls it out of traffic. The foul is going against one of the Wahoo players.
It'll be a turnover on Wahoo, and then the foul on Rob Brigham, who reached in trying to get that ball back. Kind of a frustration foul, and that's his first. Team fouls tied now, 1 apiece, and timeout on the floor.
All right, timeout call with 3:34 left of this first period, and we'll be back in 60 seconds. It'll be Pius basketball after the timeout, and here on the near side, Hunziker throws it into Boudreau, right back to Hunziker, and Hunziker brings it across the timeline. Backcourt right side to Burt in the corner, back to Hunziker. Hunziker holds it up, back to Burt, up on top to Boudreau from the right corner. Burt had it there, delivered it to Boudreau. Now to Hendricks, left corner. Cross court to Burt. Burt to the baseline. Jumper's on the way, and it's off target. Bumps off the front of the rim and into the hands of Brigham for Wahoo. Now to Troy Glock, and Glock will bring up the basketball. Stops backcourt left. Up on top, Brigham. Now to Kriesel. Kriesel on the right side wing. Glock looks at a three-pointer, but moves down around the 15-foot foul line. Delivers it behind him to Kriesel. Troy Glock gets it back. Now a three. If it goes, it's off the rim. No good. And Boudreau jumps up high to pull down the rebound. Pius still ahead at 6-5. Both the teams have kind of stalled out on scoring for a while as we're still stuck at 6-5. Pius by 1. Hunziker takes it up to around the foul line. Dumps it off to Burt. Hunziker gets it back. Drops it into Easley, and as Easley caught it in the paint, we have a foul. Somebody bumped Easley from behind.
Boy, and Ed Easley draws a crowd, doesn't he, Chuck? 4 blue shirts surrounded him that time, and I think maybe Jason Glock may have picked up the foul, or was it Hoffman, or who? Could have been one of 4 players, and didn't see who the official pointed at, but once they did get it into Ed Easley, boy, they closed in a hurry. It was Brigham who picked it up, Chuck, and that's his second. So a replacement in there. Bernie Inbody checks in for Wahoo.
All right, Pius basketball. Inbounds to Boudreau. Shoots a 3, and it bumps off the rim. No good. And Wahoo's got the basketball. Bernie Inbody handles it. Puts it to the hands of Troy Glock, and Glock handles it again. Now to Inbody, around to Kriesel. Kriesel backcourt right side. Jason Glock at the top of the key to Inbody. And the ball gets bumped by Boudreau. Goes across, and an over and back is called against Wahoo. Officials in tonight's game, Dick Morrissey of Omaha and Marty Goings from Omaha. Marty is the football coach at Millard South.
Chuck, the turnovers now. Wahoo with 3, Pius with 1. The Thunderbolts just 3 of 10 from the field here in the early going. Wahoo 2 of 6.
6-5. Pius back on the attack with the lead. Here's Boudreau. Hanging jumper is in there for Boudreau from the right side, about 12 feet away, and it's 8-5. Pius by 3. Troy Glock brings down the basketball, dumps it off to Jason on the left side of the lane, and a foul called as he split the lane.
Good penetration by Glock that time to get into the lane, draw the crowd. Kelly Hendricks got there and picked up the foul. He got into foul trouble yesterday, Chuck, you'll remember, and he picks up his first. It's the second team foul on Pius.
And it'll be Troy Glock to trigger it in. To the backcourt to Creasel, right between the circles. Side steps to the right to Troy Glock. Glock stops and fires one about 12 feet away. It's off the glass strong. Off-target shot by Troy Glock is no good. Minute 27. Clock's rolling here in this first period. And Pius leads at 8-5. Hunziker called for a travel. He was in the backcourt left and moved up around the foul line, was going to shoot it, and was called for the walk.
Pius going to apply some full-court pressure here on the inbounds toss, Chuck. You kind of get the feeling here in this first quarter, both teams kind of battling one big problem, and that's nerves.
Into Jason Glock, now to Troy Glock, and Glock will bring up the basketball. Hunziker with him as he comes across the line to Creasel. Jason Glock, 15-footer, is no good. Hoffman's got the rebound. Hoffman puts it up and in. Does the basket count?
It should.
Hoffman put it up. It is good. He got it. And that will put Wahoo ahead, or they're at 8-7 now, and a chance to tie the game. He has 7 points. Hoffman.
The foul was on Kelly Hendricks, too, down low, Chuck, and that's number 2 on Kelly. Quickly.
Here comes the foul shot. It is in. So all 8 points belong to Randy Hoffman. And we have a tie ball game, 8-8 with 1:06 left to play.
Pius is going to
first period.
They're going to go with a smaller lineup now as Hendricks sits down with his second foul and Jeff Nichols sits in. So kind of a 3-guard offense now with Hunziker, Boudreau, and Nichols.
Boudreau under pressure, gives it to Hunziker. Hunziker brings it across the timeline. Looks for help. Boudreau's behind him. Boudreau now to Nickel. Nickel backcourt right side. Stops. Sends it in the corner to Hunziker. Back out to Nickel. Bounce pass in the lane to Easley. Easley up off the glass, and he got the basket. Wait a minute. They're not counting the hoop, I don't think. Nice move by Easley in the lane to take it up to the glass, and he got the hoop, but it's not going to count.
Foul was on Creasel, Chuck, and they're going to say that did come before the shot, so it's the third team foul on Wahoo, but it denies Ed Easley of a nice move and a good shot.
On the inbounds, it's stolen by Troy Glock. Glock flips it across to Jason Glock, and Glock puts it up and in on the fast break. Jason Glock gets the basket. He's the first person outside of Randy Hoffman to score so far for Wahoo. Hunziker gets it across the timeline. Bounce pass to Nickel. Wahoo with the lead now at 10-8. Boudreau sends it to Nickel. Nickel backcourt left side. Under pressure from Troy Glock. To Easley. Easley on the left side wing. Under pressure from Creasel. And Nickel flips it across to Boudreau.
Wahoo's still in that 1-3-1 zone, Chuck.
Boudreau to Nickel. Nickel shoots a 3, and it's in. Jeff Nickel nails a 3 to put Pius ahead at 11-10, and that's the end of the first quarter. So just beat the buzzer, and Pius leads at the end of the first 8 minutes, 11-10. We'll be back in 60 seconds. The three-point basket by Jeff Nichols gives Pius a 1-point lead, 11-10 at the end of the first period. We're ready for the next 8 minutes. Pius basketball, and Nichols will send it in to Hunziker. Right back to Boudreau, and Boudreau across the line. Troy Glock guarding him. Now it comes to Hunziker. Back out to Boudreau. 3 if it goes, and it's soft. The rim no good. But picked up by Easley. Easley puts it up there. Bumps off the rim twice and won't drop. Foul outside the lane will go against one of the Wahoo players.
Bernie Inbody came crashing in from that 1-3-1 zone defense. He was on the left wing, and Ed Easley again had the good position inside. He's been strong on those offensive boards, and again, 2 big offensive rebounds. Inbody picks up the foul, his first, team foul number 4 on Wahoo.
Hunziker will toss it into Kelly Hendricks, and Hendricks is called for a walk in the left corner.
That's the 4th turnover on the Thunderbolts, Chuck. The scoring in that first quarter, the shooting that is, Pius 5 of 12 from the field for 42%. Wahoo not a whole lot better, 4 of 9, 44%.
As soon as he caught it, he took the extra step and was called for the travel. So Wahoo has the basketball, down by a point, 11-10. Troy Glock puts it up at about 10 feet away, no good. Foul in the lane against Pius.
Going to be against Hunziker, I believe. Trying to stay with him in the man-to-man. Lee picks up his first. That's team foul number 4 on Pius.
Just underway in this second period. We played about 30 seconds of the second period. 11-10, Pius with the lead. But Troy Glock with a chance to tie it up or put the Warriors ahead. That one bounced on the rim a couple of times, kind of hung there, and finally dropped for Troy Glock. He's averaged 15 a game, and that's his first point in this contest. Here comes the second one. That was picture perfect right in the cords, and Wahoo does have the lead at 12-11. Here's Hendricks handling the basketball. Now to Jeff Nichols. Nichols flips it ahead, and it's intercepted by Kriesel. So kind of telegraphed the pass, and Kriesel was waiting and picked it off high in the air. Troy Glock has it backcourt right side. Kriesel right back to Glock. Whistle, pushing off foul, called on Easley. Outside the lane to the right side. And on Easley, that's number 2.
Things not going well for Pius right now, Chuck. In fact, they're going just the wrong way for him. Pius now with 5 turnovers, and Easley and Hendricks each with 2 fouls. Tom Burt's going to check back into the lineup. Nichols will come out, but Easley will stay in there. Also Hendricks in there with those 2 fouls each.
Jason Glock, the 6'3 sophomore, leading scorer for this Wahoo Warrior team, is at the line, and it's up and in. He now has 3 points. That's his first appearance at the foul line to put Wahoo ahead by 2, 13-11. Can stretch it a little more here, and it's strong off the rim, no good. Bounced off the back of the iron, and Hendricks picks up the rebound. Now to Boudreau. Boudreau across the timeline. Troy Glock with him, step for step. Comes up on top to Hunziker. 17-footer by Hunziker is low. We could have a foul coming over the top and the back, and that's Hoffman. Scrambling for the rebound, and it'll go against Randy Hoffman.
That's going to put Pius into the bonus situation, Chuck. So both teams will be in the bonus here with about 7 minutes to go. 6:57. Ed Easley, 6 points, but no points at the line. This will be his first trip. In fact, the first free throw for Pius.
Foul shot is short, but Kelly Hendricks got the rebound, put it up off the glass, no good, but he's called for a travel. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Foul shot missed. We stay at 13-11. Wahoo leads.
Chuck, what's this quarter or this half remind you of? A lot of the game Thursday morning against Schuyler when Pius struggled and had all those turnovers. It's almost a carbon copy of that.
Troy Glock brings down the basketball. We have a foul that's going against Hunziker. Hunziker, that will be his second. So Pius now with 3 players with 2 fouls each. Hunziker, Hendricks, and Easley. And that amounts to the 6 that have been called.
And that time Hunziker was on a switch with Boudreau. Hunziker usually draws Troy Glock. That time they had a switch. He was guarding Kriesel and just ran into him.
Kriesel, foul shot missed, but Wahoo controls the rebound. Troy Glock at the top of the key, moves to the right side to Inbody. Inbody shoots a 3, and it's rejected by Boudreau. He caught that baby in midair and just about making it a Spalding sandwich. Here's a 3 tossed up by Troy Glock, no good. Down low to Hoffman, and Hoffman puts it up off the glass and in. Well, they got enough shots at it, and Hoffman finally connects. He's got 10. And Wahoo leads by 4, 15-11. Boudreau with the basketball. To Hunziker, to Burt, back to Hunziker, to Boudreau. 15-footer by Boudreau is off, no good. Easley rebound, puts it up, strong off the glass. Scramble for it, a tie-up possession Wahoo.
Chuck, right now Pius cannot get the shots to fall. Boudreau especially is struggling. I believe he's missed his last 5 shots. And Wahoo on a 5-0 spurt to start this second quarter. Pius still has not scored.
Timeout called with 6 minutes left of this second period. Wahoo by 4, 15-11, back in 60. 6 minutes left of the second period. Wahoo's basketball after the timeout. The Warriors lead it by 4, 15-11.
Mick Anderson had to bring his team out onto the floor that time during the timeout, a la Norm Stewart's Missouri Tigers, because the Pius kids were getting loud behind the bench.
All right, Warriors toss it in to Jason Glock, back to Troy Glock, and he will bring it up across the timeline. Clears the center circle, moves to the left side. Down low to Jason Glock. Baseline jumper is on the way at 8, and it's up and in.
Jason Glock nails the 8-footer on the baseline. 17-11. Warrior lead over Pius. Boudreau in a double team. Flips it away across the line to Burt. Now to Hendricks. Hendricks 15-footer. Got it. First basket for Kelly Hendricks. 17-13. Cuts it down to 4 once again. 5:25 clock rolling, second period. Wahoo has the basketball. Friesel, backcourt right side, holding it up. Looks towards the corner, but comes up on top to Inbody. Down to Jason Glock, baseline jumper again. This is 10 feet away, no good. Bounced off the right side of the rim. Burt got the rebound, gives it to Boudreau, and Boudreau brings it up across the line. Troy Glock there to greet him in the backcourt right side. Hunziker, 15-footer, counted. Lee Hunziker nails the 15-footer, 17-15. And Wahoo drives it down in a hurry, puts one up that's no good. Follow shot taken in by Hoffman is no good. They missed them both. That one from point blank. So Pius brings it up and a chance to tie the game if they could connect here. Even go ahead on a 3. Here's Hunziker. That 15-footer again is no good. Hendricks got the rebound, goes back up with it. He's fouled.
Big offensive rebound by Kelly Hendricks. He just went storming in there through the lane from the right side. In fact, it looked like Hunziker was going to pull that down, but Hendricks just took it away from him. And Hendricks really dodged a bullet down on the other end of the floor, Chuck, because he was the only man back for Pius, and he had to just lay off or else pick up his third foul. Instead, he didn't. They missed the layup, blew the follow-up shot, and Pius can tie it up here. That foul, incidentally, was on Jason Glock, his first.
Foul shot of Hendricks. Did a 360 in the rim and came out. So we stay at 17-15. Hendricks will shoot it again. 73% foul shooter. This one bumps around the rim on a couple of times but drops. And Hendricks now with 3. 1-point game, 17-16. Wahoo with the lead and the ball.
It's really been a game of spurts in this quarter. 7-0 spurt for Wahoo. Now a 5-0 spurt for Pius.
Glock to Inbody to Jason Glock to Troy Glock into Hoffman. Hoffman baseline jumper strong. Bounces off the rim. Hunziker gets the rebound. Now to Boudreau. Boudreau across the timeline. Moving towards the 4-minute mark of the second period. Hendricks right corner on top Boudreau. Boudreau directs traffic. Hand signals and vocally. Hunziker. Boudreau shoots a 3. Got it. John Boudreau gets the 3, and Pius goes ahead at 19-17 on the 3-point basket. Friesel at the top of the key to Inbody to Troy Glock. They lob it low to Hoffman. They can't catch up to the basketball. It's out of bounds. Belongs to Pius 10. They lobbed it low, intended for Hoffman, the center, and it got away. There was a chase by a couple of the Warriors. They just didn't get there in time, and Pius gets it back. Boudreau waits to Hunziker, and now they lob it across the line to Hendricks. 15-footer, strong. Inbody catches the carom out around the foul line for Wahoo. Pius leading by 2, 19-17. Wahoo has the basketball. Troy Glock to Inbody, back to Troy. Backcourt left side. Inbody into Hoffman. It's batted away. Pius has it. Burt brings it down. Lays it up off the glass. Strong. It won't go. Missed the layup shot, and Hoffman gets the rebound. So here comes the Warriors. Troy Glock again, backcourt left side. Moves to the top of the key. Off to Friesel. Friesel on the right. Holds the basketball. Delivers it to Jason Glock. Out to Troy. A 3 if it goes. It's in and out. Won't go. Easily had the rebound. Off of his fingertips to Jason Glock. Glock gets the basket, and there's a foul. But he's waving it off. The official, Mr. Morrissey, waves off the basket. He said that Jason Glock walked in the lane. So, no basket. And we stay at 19-17. Another timeout's been called with 2:35 left in this quarter. Pius by 2, 19-17. We'll be back in 30. 2:35 left of this second period. Pius with a 2-point lead, 19-17. And some disappointed folks for the Warriors as that the basket was waved off in the lane by Jason Glock.
And it disallowed a nice, strong offensive rebound for Wahoo that time with a follow-up shot. But turnovers are really kind of taken over, Chuck. Both teams with 6. Pius shooting from the field. They are 8 of 24. And Wahoo 6 of 18.
be the Bolts basketball. As play resumes, Hunziker into Boudreau, and Boudreau will bring up the basketball. Taking his time, gets it across the line, moves to the backcourt left side. Boudreau up to Hunziker, around to Hendricks in the corner. Backcourt to Hunziker. Now to Easley. Back out to Hunziker. 3 if it goes by Boudreau. It's off target. But Kelly Hendricks in the paint picks up the rebound and puts it back up and in. 5 points for Hendricks.
Chuck,
and a 21-17 lead for Pius.
Big possession here for Wahoo. They haven't scored in over 4 minutes.
Inbody almost lost the basketball. He put up a 3. Boudreau caught it in midair. Quickly ahead to Hendricks. Hendricks outside the lane. Lost the basketball, but there's a foul outside the lane. Hendricks had the basketball down in the left block, was going to take it in, and was bumped, fouled, and will go to the line.
Inbody picked up the foul, Chuck. His second. He'll be replaced by Rob Brigham, who comes back into the lineup. He'll be out there with 2 fouls, and those are the 2 players for Wahoo with 2. For Pius, you've got 3 players with 2. Hendricks, Easley, and Hunziker.
Hendricks has 5. It's on the way. Good. 2 of 3 at the line for Kelly Hendricks, 73% foul shooter for Coach Tom Seib. And these Pius Thunderbolts, 22-17 lead over Wahoo. The Class B championship going on tonight here at the Devaney Center. It's in. He got them both. 23-17.
12-0 run for Pius now, Chuck.
Troy Glock to Kriesel. Back to Troy. Backcourt left. Pulls up at 15. Lobs it ahead to Hoffman. Hoffman had to go high to rescue it. Now to Brigham. Brigham baseline right. Goes backcourt to Troy Glock. Glock will bring it from the right side backcourt up to the top of the key. Around to Jason Glock to Kriesel on the wing. Wing left. Backcourt again to Brigham. Minute 19 left of this quarter. 15-footer put on the way by Troy Glock is no good. Easley gets the rebound. Kind of a one-footed rebound as he kind of tilted, listed back, but hung on to the ball. Boudreau brings it up across the line. Boudreau has it now. Hunziker, top of the key to Hendricks. Hendricks, 15-footer. Got it. Kelly Hendricks nails the basket. 25-17. And Ingram throws it away, or Brigham rather, throws it away for Wahoo. He was on the right side wing and lob it into the lane, and he threw it right into the arms of Hunziker.
Boy, can you believe this? A 14-0 spurt for Pius, and now they'll work for a final shot. They were down 17-11 with about 6 minutes to go in the half, Chuck.
25-17, Pius lead. 30 seconds left of the quarter. Boudreau, high lift over to Hunziker. Now to Hendricks, back to Boudreau. 22 seconds and counting. Hunziker again catches it from Boudreau. Hunziker to the wing to Hendricks. Hendricks puts it up. No good. Got his own rebound. Goes back in the lane. Puts it up. It's in and out. And this time Easley's got it. Easley puts it up and in. Easley gets the bucket. 27-17. 3 seconds. And Burt taps it out just as the buzzer sounds. Pius leads by 10 at intermission. 27-17. What a flurry the Bolts had to go 16-0 over Wahoo, and that's final stretch here to take the 10-point lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Ward, I'll bet you it's been a long time since Wahoo, who have won 37 straight games, 25-0 coming into this game, averaging 77 per contest, has seen a 16-0 stretch or come up with a goose egg in the last few minutes of the quarter.
Really amazing, Chuck. It was 17-11 Wahoo with roughly 6 minutes to go, and it looked like they were playing pretty well. Looked like the Warriors were in control, but I'd like to know how many times they've scored just 7 points in a quarter. They did not score there for about the final 6 minutes it was, and Pius just went on a roll. 16-0 spurt. Very reminiscent of the Lincoln East Northeast A1 championship game we did, and of course, from that point on, you'll remember in that game, East just continued to open it up, and Pius fans would have to hope that would be the same thing that would happen in this game, but Wahoo's too good a team. You can't think a 10-point lead is safe at this point, but they really did some good things there in the final few minutes of that first half. Kelly Hendricks really got hot. 9 points, all in the second quarter after picking up 2 fouls in the first quarter. So Thunderbolts have to be happy after a very rough start in the first quarter. Like we said, it looked like a repeat performance of the Schuyler game in the opening round, but they got regrouped and, got a 10-point lead.
27-17, Pius leads it at halftime over Wahoo in this Class B championship game. Up on the scoreboard, it shows a little over 12 minutes of this halftime period remaining as we send it back to the studio to Alan Van Zandt to update you on some scores and news and weather, and we'll be back after that.
Thank you, Chuck and Ward. The time is 7:48 now at KFOR. And currently mostly cloudy skies in the capital city. It's 56 at our studios. Tonight we look for a low of 40 with possibly some fog after midnight. And mostly cloudy tomorrow and a high of 58. From KFOR Lincoln.
We've played a half here at the Devaney Sports Center, and Pius leads it by 10, 27-17 here at intermission.
Chuck, I'm going to be interested to see if they put some more time on the scoreboard clock, because they had some special presentations, and now the drill teams are just getting their chance to do their performing, and the scoreboard clock run down to 54 seconds, and the drill teams are still out there, and neither team has had a chance to warm up, so we might have some more tacked onto the old scoreboard. The scoring unofficially for, we'll start with Wahoo individually. It doesn't take you long to go through this. Randy Hoffman had 10. He had all but 2 of the points of the 10 points in the first quarter. He finished the half with 10. 5 for Jason Glock, 2 for Troy Glock, and that's it. Wahoo was 6 of 20 from the field, 30%. They were 4 of 9 in the first quarter, and then just 2 of 11 in that second quarter. So they really had a hard time finding the range in that second period, and of course that's where they fell into the big hole, shooting 30% in the half, 6 of 20. For Pius the 10th, 4 players, or 5 players, I should say, in the books. Leading the way was Kelly Hendricks, who had all of his 9 points in the second quarter. Ed Easley had 8. A lot of those on offensive rebounds. He hit the glass very strong. 5 for John Boudreau, Lee Hunziker with 2, and Jeff Nichols with 3. The Thunderbolts, 5 of 12 in the first quarter, 42%. They were then 6 of 18 in that second quarter, so they end up 11 of 30. Course of the last 9 minutes, last 6 minutes of the first half, and about the first 3 minutes of this second half. 25-4, critical stage of the game for Wahoo now. If they don't make a comeback here, this baby could be lights out in a hurry, because Pius is on a roll. That's a good timeout by Mick Anderson, but they're going to have to get a shot to fall, and they're going to have to start rebounding a little bit better.
Troy Glock will send it into Creasel. Creasel holds it, waits for Glock to meet him. Now Glock circles around to the left side, stops on the wing, out to Jason Glock, back to Troy Glock, lob low to Hoffman. Hoffman goes up and has the ball tapped out of his hands, out of bounds by Lee Hunziker. No foul, he just sent that baby sailing out of here with authority. So they'll toss it in. And it comes immediately to Hoffman in the paint. This time we do have a foul as Hoffman caught the basketball.
It's going to be on Tom Burchuk, and that's his second. It's team foul number 3, I believe, on Pius in this half. We should say something about Lee Hunziker. Only 2 points tonight. He won't score a lot of points, but he always draws the best offensive player, and as defense goes, he's one of the best out there, and he always gets the tough assignment. He's done a great job tonight.
Ball is in the lane, and a shot put up that rattles around and drops in there for a new player in there, Steve Boleen. Boleen gets 2 points in the paint, 36-23. Wahoo scoring the basket by Steve Boleen. Here's Boudreau, baseline, left side, cut off by Troy Glock. Comes back court to Hunziker, left side. Back to Boudreau on the wing to Hunziker. Splits the lane, dumps it off to Burt. Scrambles for the basketball, a tie-up. Possession, Wahoo. Burt and Boleen were tied up in the lane. So the alternate gives it to the Warriors, who trail 36-23. We'll try to chip a little off of this disadvantage at this point. Jason Glock drives in the lane, puts it up off the glass. He got the basket. Did the foul come before the basket or not?
I think they're going to count that, Chuck.
Basket counts. So Jason Glock gets the hoop. He's got 7 points now, and will go to the line, and a chance for a 3-point play. Can make this a 10-point game if he can connect here. It's on the way. Strong, no good. And Kelly Hendricks goes up to get the rebound for Pius. To Hunziker, and now to Boudreau across the line.
I mentioned, too, the foul was on Easley, and that's number 3. So Easley and Hendricks each with 3.
Here's Boudreau shooting a 3. He got it. The third 3 Pius with the lead. Warriors have the basketball for Wahoo. Kriesel, backcourt left side, moves to the top of the key. Sends it back to left side to Troy Glock, shoots a three, and that's an air ball, goes out of bounds.
I think they're going to say that Boudreau got a piece of the ball, Chuck. John says he didn't, but Wahoo is going to hold on to the basketball. Boudreau went out and just kind of dove out at him, and he's saying, no, I didn't touch it, but they're not buying it. Wahoo will keep it.
39-25, Wahoo will toss it in underneath their own basket. In it comes to Jason Glock, to Boline. Boline walked. Lost his footing and tried to regain his footing and hold on to the basketball and took a couple of NBA steps, and that turns it back to Pius. With 3:05 left of this third period. Boudreau brings it across the timeline, sends it to Hunziker, back to Boudreau, and this time it is Troy Glock to step in front and intercept. Off to Jason Glock, baseline jumper is in and out, no good. And Easley's got it. Easley to Boudreau, and Boudreau will bring up the basketball across the timeline. Puts it back in the hands of Boudreau. Backcourt right side. Double team. Heads to Kelly Hendricks. To Burt. Burt into Easley. Easley underneath. Banker is good. And Easley down low. Got another one, and he's got a dozen. 41-25 Pius with 2:23 to go in this third period. Kriesel handles it for Wahoo. Now Troy Glock has it. Back around the center circles. Goes back to the left side wing to Jason Glock. Jason Glock, the sophomore. Troy is the senior. Kriesel, top of the key. Bounce pass to Jason Glock again, left side. Troy Glock on top of the key. Kriesel down low. Jason Glock, baseline jumper. Off the iron, no good. Bumped the rim and fell into the hands of Tom Burt. Burt ahead to Boudreau, and Boudreau brings up the ball across the timeline. Troy Glock hounding him, trying to get it away. A lob to Burt in the corner, up on top to Hunziker. Hunziker fires a 15-footer, no good, but Hendricks gets the rebound. Out to Boudreau, fires another three. That one rims out, won't go. We stay at 41-25 as Wahoo brings it up with 1:31 left of the third period. Troy Glock behind a screen, moves to the baseline, puts it up and in. He's fouled, basket counts.
Going to be on Easley down on that baseline. If it is, that would be his fourth.
Basket is good by Troy Glock. That would be his first from the field, incidentally. It is on
Easley or Hendricks.
Boy, they're taking an eternity to put that up on the board
I think
again.
It's on Easley, Chuck. Yeah, no, it's on Hendricks, his fourth.
Foul shot rims out by Glock. So he doesn't get the three-point play, and the score is now 41-27. Minute 16 left of this third period. Pius leads. They have the basketball. Hendricks backcourt left to Burt in the corner. Back to Hunziker. To Boudreau. To Easley. On the wing right side. Back to Boudreau. Up on top, it's Hunziker. Here's a shot taken out of the left corner by Burt is no good. And this time Kriesel's got the rebound for Wahoo. To Troy Glock, moves to that baseline again, gets underneath, and it drops. He's fouled, and this time, is it going on Easley? I think so. This time, I think Easley was the defender. And that'll be his fourth.
Wow, two big plays, almost the same sort of plays by Troy Glock down that left baseline. Not only has he gotten two big buckets, but he's gotten two big players for Pius to pick up their fourth foul. That one is on Easley, and that's his fourth. So now Hendricks and Easley, each with 4. And meanwhile, this game is down to 12 points, and it could be 11.
With 47 seconds left of the third period, Glock goes back to the line. He has 8 points. And this time he gets the three-point play. It's up and in. 5 of 6 at the line for Troy Glock. Double team on Jeff Nickel. They get it ahead to Hendricks, and he turned it over. He was trapped at midcourt, had to go down on his knees with the basketball and lost it out of bounds.
Kriesel was there in front of him, and you could see that Kelly Hendricks didn't go after that loose ball as aggressively as he normally would because he's got the 4 fouls. He would have fouled out.
Glock into Boline, and Boline is tied up with Hunziker. Possession Pius.
Once again, Lee Hunziker stands out with a great defensive play. He's the kid who can come through for you in the clutch, and he made the nice play reaching in there to get the tie-up and not draw the foul.
Jeff Nichols in now for Pius. I neglected to say that a little bit ago. The ball got away from Hendricks and rolled like off of his leg or foot and darted to the corner out of bounds. And Wahoo gets it back with 27 seconds left. Again, a chance to cut this down to 9 before the quarter ends. Troy Glock takes it in the lane, and the basket won't go, but we do have a foul called in the lane. It's going against one of the Pius players. Who?
It's going to go against Lee Hunziker, and that's his third, Chuck. So Pius really getting some players in some critical foul trouble. Hunziker, of course, you can't afford to lose him. He's the defensive specialist. He also sets up a lot of things offensively. But Troy Glock has really kind of taken matters into his own hands here. He's got 7 points in this quarter, and he's really going hard to the basket.
The foul shot is on the way. Good. It's a 10-point game. He can make it a 9 right here. It's on the way. Bumps the front of the rim, won't go. And this time we've got a foul going the other way. Coming over the back, Jason Glock is called for the infraction on the rebound. So that's on Jason Glock, and Pius gets the basketball into Boudreau. Boudreau triple teamed as he brings it across the timeline. Almost lost the basketball. Flips it sideways to Hunziker. Now towards Hendricks in the right corner. On the way, and it's good. It's a 2. His foot was right on the line, but that's a big basket for Kelly Hendricks to make it 43-31, and Kelly Hendricks has 11. Again, we're having a confrontation here with the officials, with a couple of players.
Troy Glock and Lee Hunziker, I think, may have exchanged some pleasantries there, and they're just going to step in right away and say, look, we don't want this thing to get out of hand. 1 second, Wahoo will have to go the length of the floor.
1 second left of the third period. Troy Glock sends it in. It's intercepted by Kelly Hendricks, who throws it back the other way, and that's the end of the third period. 43-31 Pius lead. At the end of 3, we'll be back in 60. Pius has led at each quarter stop, 11-10 at the end of the first period, 27-17 at halftime, 43-31 at the end of 3.
Chuck, they had a 16-point lead at one point with about 2.5 minutes to go in that quarter. It's now 12, which was still looks good, but you got to remember they got some key people in foul trouble. You've got Hendricks and Easley with 4, Hunziker with 3.
Troy Glock handling the basketball to Creasel at the top of the key. Back to Glock. Glock behind the screen declines a shot. Goes back to Creasel, right side backcourt. New player in there again is Ryan Eady. Flips it high. Back around midcourt to Troy Glock. Glock splits the lane. Goes up with a shot that is no good. And again, he draws that crowd as he splits the paint. And a foul is called.
And I think that's on Hunziker, Chuck, and that's his 4th. So Hunziker, Easley, and Hendricks all with 4. And Troy Glock, I've never seen a guy just take the ball and just go straight to the lane. I don't know why he wasn't doing that in the first half, but he's obviously figured out something against the man-to-man. And yet another foul shot for Troy Glock.
On the way, good. And he has 7 points at the line alone.
Yeah, he's 7 for 9.
It is 8. As that one is in. He made 2 of them there. 43-31, Pius lead. Pius has the basketball. Hendricks double team, flips it across to Boudreau. Boudreau backcourt right side, lobs it high to Hunziker. Hunziker has it tapped from behind by Troy Glock. Glock got him on the hand. And that will be his first.
That's only the 2nd team foul on Wahoo in this half, which is hard to believe. Pius has had a bunch. 3rd team foul on Wahoo.
Boudreau takes the inbounds from Hunziker, leading 43-33, a 10-point advantage for Pius. Back to Boudreau, to Easley. Easley near the wing, back to Hunziker. Nice bounce pass from Hunziker to Burt, and Burt gets a easy banker underneath from the left side. 45-33, back to a 12-point lead for Pius. Troy Glock flips it into the paint. Ball is loose, belongs to Pius. Went off of the fingertips of Hoffman, out of bounds. And we have a timeout called by Wahoo. Wahoo calls time with 6:58 left in the game. Pius leading by 12, 45-33, back in 30 seconds.
Lincoln
6:58 left to play. Ward 45-33 Pius lead over Wahoo.
That last offensive trip for Pius, Chuck, was important because I think that's what the Bolts want to try to do a little bit more. We saw the nice half-court offense. They worked the ball around for a while, took about 35-40 seconds off the clock. Then the nice pass inside to Tom Burt. High percentage shots. That's what they need to take right now. They've got the 12-point lead, and they just can't get sloppy with it. Towards the end of that third quarter, you can see Tom's side pointing at his head. Be smart, play smart. That's what Pius has to do, and it showed the last trip down.
Hunziker throws it into Boudreau. After the timeout, Pius basketball, and Boudreau brings it up across the line. Backcourt, and gets down to the baseline, left side, and moves into the lane and puts it up and in. Boudreau has 13. 47-33, Pius lead. Whistle stops the action. It's going against Kriesel of Wahoo.
Charge.
Offensive foul on Kriesel. A charge against Kriesel turns it back to Pius with a little over 6.5 left in this contest. And Hunziker again will toss it in from here on the near side. Into Boudreau. Boudreau guarded by Troy Glock as he brings it across the timeline. Out of Kelly Hendricks. Into Burt. Out to Easley. Easley at the high post. Now back to Boudreau, and Boudreau dribbles it. Backcourt right side. Hendricks on the wing. Moves in. Delivers it up on top to Burt at the high post. Now behind him is Hunziker. Hunziker, little short pass to Kelly Hendricks to Burt. Again, they keep working it around. Kelly Hendricks takes it in the paint, puts it up, in. 8-footer by Kelly Hendricks. Good. 13 points for Kelly Hendricks. 49-33, Pius lead. Kriesel lobs it low to the baseline. Put up and in by Randy Hoffman. The center, 6'5" junior Randy Hoffman got it. He's got a dozen.
That's his first two of this second half, Chuck. He's really been stopped.
49-35. Lee Hunziker brings up the basketball for Pius. Moves near the right corner. Bounce pass to Easley. Almost got away from Easley. He tries to go up, and he's tied up, but the ball goes out of bounds. And last off of the fingertips of one of the Wahoo Warriors. So Pius retains, and they'll toss it in underneath their own basket.
And Wahoo has switched now to a man-to-man, and it's a very aggressive man-to-man, so Pius is going to have to watch out.
We have a 5-second call that's going against Pius. Hunziker was trying to get timeout called, and the official, that's Marty Goings, said you didn't call it within 5 seconds.
Well, I think after 4 seconds, they won't take it. They won't accept it, and I think he turned at 4 seconds.
All right, here's a shot put up by Troy Glock from the left side wing. It's up and good. That's his third from the field, third basket, 49-37. He's got 14 points, a bunch from the foul line. Burt, double team, gets the basketball to Boudreau, to Hendricks, to Hunziker. A 49-37 Pius lead with 5:05 left to play. Hunziker, under pressure, sends it cross court to Boudreau. Almost got away from Boudreau, but he rescued it and goes up with it, puts it up off the glass, won't go. Follow tap won't go, and a foul is going against, might be Rob Brigham.
I can't believe they didn't call somebody fouling Boudreau. It looked like he just got stormed under as he drove it. Great play, though, by Boudreau to make that save over there in the corner. That looked like it was heading out of bounds, and Boudreau came up with it, then made the penetration into the lane. I thought he got fouled, but he threw up the shot and missed. Ed Easley with yet another offensive rebound, and he drew the foul against Cliff Kriesel. His, well, scoreboard shows second. I've got him for 3. We've battled that for the last 3 days. But Easley does go to the line, Chuck. He's got 12 points. He's missed his only attempt at the free throw line tonight.
Foul shot is on the way and drops for Ed Easley. Easley now with 13 points.
And Chuck, it wasn't on Kriesel. It was on Troy Glock. The foul was on Glock, and that's his second.
All right, here comes the foul shot of Easley, and this one is no good. And this time in the paint to pull it out of there is Troy Glock. And Glock brings it all the way up, pulls into the lane, fires a shot that's in and out. Hoffman got the rebound, and as Hoffman pulled it down, he's fouled by Burt.
Yep, that's going to be number 3 on Tom Burt. So with 4:42 to go, Pius with a 13-point lead, but Hunziker, Easley, Hendricks with 4 fouls. Now Tom Burt with 3.
50-37 Pius lead, 4:42 left to play. With Hoffman at the line, the 6'5 junior with 12 points. Foul shot, yes, got it. His third from the line. making it 50-38. And Hoffman will shoot it again. It's on the way and good. 50-39, 11-point lead for Pius. And Pius has the basketball. Hendricks to Burt. Burt ahead to Hunziker across the timeline. Solving the pressure and getting it to the front court. Nice feed to Boudreau. Boudreau underneath. Looked like somebody got him on the hands as he went up with the shot. He missed the shot, but no fouls called. Wahoo brings it up, trailing by 11. Kriesel stops left side wing. Gonna put it up off the glass and got the basket. He was open and finally just took the shot. Banked it home. That's his first 2 points. 50-41. It's a 9-point game. Foul on Brigham. Hunziker holding up the basketball, and Brigham just ran into him from behind and is guilty of the foul.
Not a very smart foul. Hunziker will go to the line, Chuck, with only 2 points. That came on a field goal in the second quarter, but maybe a psychological barrier has been achieved by Wahoo. They've crossed it at least by getting it down inside of double digits. 9 points. It's the closest they've been in a long time.
Hunziker will shoot free throws. It's on the way and good. His 3rd point tonight. He's a 70% foul shooter for this Pius team. Back to 10 points. Can make it 11 again here if he can connect with the second of the 2. It's off the rim. No good. Hoffman gets the rebound. Gives it to Glock, and Glock brings up the basketball. Stops on the baseline left. Lobs it up on top to Kriesel. Down low. Ball is loose. Picked up by Brigham. Across to Hoffman. Hoffman out to Troy Glock. Takes it in the paint. Lays it up and in. That time, everybody had to kind of fall away from Glock or get a foul, and he's got 16 points. 51-43, and Boudreau calls timeout as soon as he clears the division line. 3:36 left to play. Pius leads at 51-43. We'll be back in 30.
Yeah, he is. He's good.
Chuck Stevens and Ward Jacobson for KFOR Sports. Before we continue, let's pause for station identification.
A Lincoln tradition for 65 years.
Class B championship here at the Devaney Sports Center. Pius leading at 51-43. The Wahoo trying to stage a rally here in the closing minutes.
And it's the Troy Glock show, Chuck. You can tell that kid's been a 4-year starter for Wahoo. Exceptional basketball player, and he's really done it all himself in this second half. He's got 14 of his 16 points in the second half, and it's all been his penetration, driving into the lane, drawing the crowd, getting fouled a lot of times, but hitting a lot of layups, and he's really gotten Wahoo back into it basically by himself.
Pius called the timeout at midcourt, and will toss it in from there. Hunziker into Boudreau. Glock picks him up immediately as he catches the basketball. Comes with him step for step. The ball is out of bounds. Hunziker trying to catch it in the corner, but it was tapped away by Rob Brigham. So Pius will keep it, and Hunziker will toss it in from down on the baseline, right side, down near their own hoop. 3:29 left to play in the game. And it comes. Nice pass to Burt. Burt lays it up off the glass, and he's fouled. Give the basket to Tom Burt. He's fouled and will go to the line. He has 8 points. They've all 8 come from the field. He'll go to the line and a chance for the 3-point play.
Boy, just when you think Pius has kind of fallen apart a little bit, they'll make that nice pass inside to either Burt or Easley. And Burt's had some nice passes down in the low post, and he's hit some high percentage shots as well. Hoffman picked up the foul, his 3rd.
In there for Burt, he got the 3-point play. 54-43, back to an 11-point lead for Pius. Jason Glock to Kriesel. Kriesel takes it in the lane, puts it up off the iron, no good. Burt's got the rebound underneath. Ahead to Hunziker. Hunziker slows up, looked for a minute like he was going to throw it the length of the floor, but got it in the hands of Boudreau. Boudreau under pressure. Ahead to Hunziker. Hunziker, we have a foul called as Hunziker handles the basketball, reaching in on the arm, Troy Glock.
That's his 3rd, Chuck, and at this point, Wahoo in the man-to-man, and they have to pick him up way out there. In fact, they got to pick him up full court right there, or half court at least, and they've got to pick him up way out there and get right in their face. And, of course, if they lose him, they got to reach in because with 3 minutes to go down 11, you can't mess around any, and Glock picks up his 3rd.
Hunziker at the line, a rim rattler, but it's home for Lee Hunziker. 4 points. Had 8 yesterday in a fine performance in that game against Ord. Second one is short. Bumps off the rim and right into the hands of Troy Glock. Glock foot race all the way down, lays it up and in. He went coast to coast and got the hoop. 18 points for Troy Glock, and timeout has been called by Pius with 2:50 left to play and a 55-45 10-point lead for the Bolts. Back 2:50 to play. Pius by 10, 55-45 over the Wahoo Warriors, the defending champs in B.
Chuck Glock with now 18 points, 16 in the second half, and they've all been that same sort of variety, driving into the lane. That was another big one. 10-point lead for Pius. They take that timeout because against the full court man-to-man pressure, they couldn't get a pass inbound, so they had to take the timeout. Otherwise, they turn it over. Now, Pius with just one timeout left. Wahoo has two. The Warriors down by 10, and they still have time.
Hunziker will be the trigger man. And guarded by Brigham. They immediately get it into Boudreau, and Boudreau in a double team just runs it up across the line. High lob to Hunziker between the circles. Hunziker moves to the right side wing, slows up under pressure from Glock, tries to lob it low to Easley. Ball is loose and tapped back inbounds by Pius's Troy Glock to Jason Glock, and now to Kriesel, and Kriesel brings it up across the line. Here's a three-point basket fired by Kriesel from the top of the key. That's no good. Rather by Troy Glock. It was no good. Short hit the rim. Pius got the rebound. 2:15 left to play. Boudreau across the timeline. Backcourt left side to Kelly Hendricks. Hendricks flips it right back to Boudreau. Troy Glock out to meet him. Hunziker's got it on the right side wing. Foul call over on the far side.
It's on Brigham, and that's his fourth, and Lee Hunziker will go right back to the line, Chuck. He's been there twice in this fourth quarter, 1-and-1s each time. He's always made the first one, then missed the second. Let's see what he does this time.
2:01 left of the quarter. Hunziker going to the line for Pius. Ryan Eady is back in the game, along with in-body for the Warriors of Wahoo. The foul shot by Hunziker is up and good.
Pius has not been all that great at the line in this fourth quarter as a team. Now 5 of 8, but that was a big one.
Hunziker's second one pushed on the way and in. That time he got them both. 57-45, 6 points for Hunziker. Troy Glock dumps it off to in-body, fires the shot up and in. It's a three. Rather, Ryan Eady made the basket. A three from the backcourt right. What's the whistle for?
Inbounds toss. I think we got a foul right away on Wahoo player. It's going to be on Glock, I believe. Troy Glock, and that would be his fourth. They didn't even hardly let him get it in as Boudreau was fouled. So John will go to the free throw line for the first time. Chuck, he has 13 points, but this will be his first free throws.
Minute 48 left as Boudreau goes to the line. The foul shot is on the way in strong. Bounces off the back of the rim into the hands of Troy Glock. 57-48 Pius lead. But Eady moves in, fires a 15-footer. That one's strong. Won't go. Chase for the basketball. Boudreau has it. It's loose and goes out of bounds. Warriors will get it. Boudreau in a chase for the basketball. It got away from him across the timeline, and it went out of bounds. Just across the division line. It will belong to Wahoo, and Troy Glock will toss it in.
They're going to
here on the near side.
They're going to have to mop up a little bit. 9-point game. Pius by 9. Minute and a half to go. And, of course, three-pointers still a possibility. Look down the line there. Pius has really been the team that's hit the three-pointers. Ryan Eady has the only one for Wahoo in this game. But at this point, Chuck, that's what they need.
He's made a couple of appearances in the game. He's been out for a while, and he just came back in a few moments ago. Glock to Jason Glock, takes it in the paint and fires about a 10-footer, and it's up and in by Jason Glock. And it's a 7-point game, 57-50. Minute 22 left, and Wahoo calls time. Time called by Wahoo. Minute 22 left, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, things are tightening up with a minute 22 left to play. Pius leads by 7, 57-50 over Wahoo. Wasn't all that long ago. The lead was out there at around 12, 13 points.
Or 16 points even at one point, Chuck, in this fourth quarter, I believe. But Pius, the one thing that kind of scares you, they have not shot the free throws very well. 9 of 15 in the game, 6 of 10 in this quarter. Hunziker has missed 2. Easley has missed 1. So those might be the two guys you think about fouling.
All right, Pius basketball. They quickly get it to Boudreau. Boudreau across the timeline. Minute 18. Boudreau to Hunziker. Hunziker dribbling in the backcourt right side. Now to Boudreau. Boudreau between the circles to Hunziker. Hunziker to Kelly Hendricks. Hendricks bumped. Backcourt right side by Ryan Eady.
Well, let's see what Kelly Hendricks has done at the free throw line. Kelly Hendricks has 13 points. He is 3 of 4 at the free throw line. All of those in the second quarter.
57-50. Pius leads by 7. Minute 6 left of this championship B game. On the way, good. Kelly Hendricks. 4 of 5 at the stripe tonight. 58-50. Chance to lengthen it out a little bit more again. It's in. Bumped the rim a couple of times, but he got the right roll and into the net. 59-50. 2 for Hendricks at the line. Eady shoots another 3. It's off, no good. Scramble for it. Jason Glock has the rebound. Put it up. Got the basket. He's fouled. Chance for a three-point play by Jason Glock.
And who fouled him? Was it Easley? I believe it was, and that's his 5th. Boy, and you don't want to get a three-pointer that way, Chuck, because it stops the clock. 7 points, it could be 6. And do we have a TV timeout here, or did one of the teams call one?
We have a timeout. Wait a minute.
That's important because, or do we have a timeout? I don't think we do have a timeout. Wahoo went over to huddle up, but both teams have 1 each left. And I don't think TV would step in at that point to call a timeout, so there was no timeout. And it'll be Glock to go to the line for a big opportunity at a three-point play. He could cut it to 6.
Jason Glock now with 11 points in the game. 1 of the 11 from the foul line. It's on the way. Good. He got the three-point play. And it's now 59-53, a 6-point game. Into Boudreau. And Boudreau, as he caught the basketball, was bumped, but lost the basketball. And do we have a foul or not?
No, they just lost it. Good defensive play. I believe Eady may have gotten a hand on it. Wahoo gets it back.
I saw Boudreau applauding, and I couldn't figure out exactly why. In it comes to Ryan Eady. Now to Troy Glock. 6-point lead for Pius. Eady shoots a 3, and it's short. A rebound. Ball is on the floor and picked up by Troy Glock. Glock pulls it to the backcourt left. Shoots a 3. Short. Into the hands of Kelly Hendricks. And Hendricks is fouled over the back by Jason Glock, standing in the paint of the Warriors lane. 36 seconds left. That's 4 on Jason Glock. We'll walk the other way. Kelly Hendricks will be at the foul line for Pius 10.
Whoever said it was going to be easy for the Thunderbolts was lying, Chuck. This Wahoo team has scrapped and clawed and somehow managed to keep this thing close. But Kelly Hendricks can really add to the pressure here with a couple makes here. 1-1.
Foul shot is short. Bumped the front of the rim and into the hands of Wahoo. Troy Glock into Jason Glock, and he lays it up and in. Jason Glock gets the basket in the paint after an assist from Troy Glock. And timeout's been called by Wahoo with 28 seconds to go. 59-55, Pius by 4, and we'll be back in 30. Wahoo called the timeout. They've made it a 4-point game, 28 seconds left. That was their last timeout. No more timeouts left. Pius does have 1. Wahoo has outscored the Bolts 10-2 in the last minute 33.
What a comeback this has been. I don't think anybody in the place thought this could happen except for maybe the Wahoo fans, because it looked like Pius had this in control, but they can't afford to miss any more free throws. That last one by Hendricks could have really made things a lot tougher on Wahoo, but they missed the front end of the 1-1.
Pressure on the inbounds. It is into Boudreau. Now to Jeff Nichols. Nichols quickly to Burt. Underneath. Burt is turnaround jumper is off the glass. Good. Big basket by Tom Burt underneath. 61-55, 13 seconds to go. A three-pointer. Drained it by Inbody. Inbody nails a 3. The ball is loose. And a three-pointer put up by Glock. By Troy Glock at the buzzer.
is unbelievable. Pius, I think, Chuck, I don't know how much time. I think Pius had to the inbounds pass. I was thinking... I think, Chuck, I don't know how much time. I think Pius had to make the inbounds pass. I was thinking, why did they even throw it in? But I think there were actually like 8 seconds to go, or maybe 7 or 6. They did throw it in. It was just an errant pass. Glock came up with it, had to let it go, and it was in time. No question about that. But you're right. I think he threw that up right about at the star in the state of Nebraska there in the middle of the floor. 16-4 run for Wahoo in the last 2 minutes. What a comeback.
Well, we're going to play another 3 minutes. This game is tied at the end of regulation, 61-61. On 2 3-pointers, the first one by Inbody. I'd no more than marked that 3 down, and the inbounds came in. Locke got it and put it back up to tie it. That's how quick it happened.
Welcome to the state tournament.
Wow. So here we go, another 3 minutes. Now we're in OT. These two are going at it tooth and nail again, just like a year ago. And Glock puts up a shot from the left side of the lane that's no good. It was rebounded underneath by Kelly Hendricks, and the ball got tapped out of bounds after Hendricks had it, but it's back to Pius. They throw it into Boudreau. Boudreau under pressure from Inbody. Backs up, now moves it up across the timeline. 61-61. Boudreau arches a shot. It's short. Scramble for it. Who picks it up? Hoffman for Wahoo. 2.5 left in the overtime. A 3-minute overtime. Here's a 3. Put up and in by Ryan Eady. A player that comes in off the bench for Coach Mick Anderson, and he's tossed in 2 threes. It's now 64-61, a 3-point lead for Wahoo. Hunziger, backcourt right side. Bounce pass in, ball is loose to Burt. Hunziger's got it, gets it underneath, puts up a shot, no good, got his own rebound, puts it back up and in. Hunziger gets the basket. Underneath, it's a 1-point game. 64-63. Eady across the timeline, guarded by Jeff Nichols. Moves to the near side. The ball is loose and out of bounds. Picked up by Nichols. Nichols is fouled from behind by Ryan Eady. Eady guilty of the foul. That will put Jeff Nichols at the line for Pius 10th, a chance to tie the game or put them ahead.
Jeff Nichols hit a 3-pointer in the first quarter, but that's it for him. Ever since he's been scoreless, this will be his first trip at the line, and it can tie it, maybe put Pius back in front.
Nichols, who has come in off the bench all season long for Pius, 69% foul shooter, and that one is strong off the back of the rim.
Chuck had 5 big misses at the free throw line in the fourth quarter, and now a big miss in this overtime. You can't afford them.
On the way, Strong hits the back of the rim, and that one won't go. So Wahoo retains the lead by a point, 64-63, and they have the ball. Troy Glock puts up a shot, and it's blocked in midair by Hunziger. Hunziger flipped it ahead to Hendricks. Hendricks to Boudreau, and Boudreau will bring it up and set up the offense. Glock put that one in the air, and Hunziger went right up with him and tapped it straight up in the air. Minute 16, minute 15, clock is rolling. Jeff Nichols, backcourt left side, looks for help. Hendricks is there. They lob it low to Burt, it's out of bounds. But it went out of bounds. Pius threw it away. And so Wahoo, the Warriors, get it back. A minute 8 left. And they lead by 1, 64-63. We're in overtime. It went in overtime after we were tied at 61 all on 2 3-pointers by Wahoo to tie it. Holding it is Eady. Now to Troy Glock. Glock backcourt left side. We're down to 48 seconds. 49. A double team. They get it in the hands of Ingram and not Ingram, Inbody. And as Inbody caught the basketball, he was bumped by Jeff Nichols.
Almost a steal, almost a clean steal by Nichols, but he got him on the wrist.
He was trying to steal the basketball, and as Ward alluded, just about got it done.
And In-Body will go to the free throw line just with that three-pointer, Chuck. This will be his first time at the line. Wow, what a situation for a kid to be in.
Now we have a timeout that's been called. And I'm not sure who called it. Pius calls the time. 43 seconds left in overtime. 64-63 Wahoo lead. We'll be back in 30. Pius called the timeout as play resumes. We'll have Bernie In-Body at the line for the Warriors.
Chuck, he hit a huge three-pointer a few seconds ago, but I can remember a few seconds ago it was back in the...
In-Body, a sophomore who stands 5'9", at the line with his team leading by 1 point, 64-63, and 43 seconds left in overtime. Stands there and just drained the foul shot. 5'9" sophomore. Gives the Warriors a 2-point cushion, 65-63. He'll shoot it again. Here it comes. Got it. In-Body. Makes them both. And again, the Warriors lead by 3, 66-63. Boudreau brings up the basketball.
And Chuck, Boudreau's a good guy to have it in his hands. He's got 3 three-pointers.
Hunziker to Kelly Hendricks. Hunziker to Boudreau. Boudreau to Hunziker. Back to Boudreau. 22 seconds left. Boudreau to Burt. Burt puts it up. Baseline jumper is no good. Ball is tapped out of bounds. Belongs to Wahoo with 16 seconds to go. 16 seconds left. The ball belongs to Wahoo.
Full court, man-to-man pressure by Pius.
In overtime. And timeout's been called. Pius calls time with 16 seconds left. And the Bulls down by 3.
Chuck, what they're going to have to do, obviously, on the inbounds, they'll go for the steal right away. That's what you want to get first. If you don't get the steal, then you got to foul somebody. And you look at Wahoo. Troy Glock has been a guy who's been at the free throw line a ton. He's only missed 2. He's 9 for 11. And then you look at everybody else, and nobody's missed. Although you'd have to go back to the first half. Glock hit 1 in the fourth quarter. Hoffman hit 2 in the fourth quarter. In-Body hit 2 in the overtime. So it's a tough situation. Not only do you have to foul them and hope they miss it, but then you got to come down to the other end of the floor and throw up a three-pointer. You're down 3, 16 seconds to go. The obvious thing Pius would like to do here is intercept the inbounds pass. So that's why they take the timeout to set some kind of trap up here on the full court man-to-man pressure. Look at Boudreau. He's still smiling as he comes back out onto the floor.
What a battle between Wahoo and Pius 10th. And Wahoo, of course, winner of 37 straight ball games, and they're not going to go down without a battle. We've certainly found that out. Foul immediately on the inbounds on Troy Glock. Boudreau got him, and Glock will go to the line, and not exactly the guy you want at the foul line with a 3-point lead.
I said 9 of 11. He's actually 8 for 10, and he's made his 4 of his last 5. Actually, they got that ball in bounds and then back to Glock. So 2 seconds off the clock before Boudreau picked up the foul, his first.
66-63. Glock at the line. Foul shot is good. A foul shot by Troy Glock. We're surrounded by Pius fans over here on this north side.
Wahoo fans.
Yes, Wahoo fans. That's what I meant. And he made them both. It's a world of hurt now for Pius with just 11 seconds left. Boudreau fires a 3. It's off. No good. Jeff Nichols got the rebound.
He got the foul, too. He gets called for over the back, and that's it.
Foul going against Jeff Nichols after getting what appeared to be the rebound, but he came over the back to do it. And so back to the line goes Wahoo. And what appeared to be in the fourth period a sure victory for Pius 10th certainly switched around in the closing seconds. It's in and out by rebounding. It's no good. Hendricks is going to shoot a three. It's in there by Hendricks, and that's the end of the ball game. Hendricks makes the three, but it's still 2 points short. Hendricks nailed the three to end the ball game. And Wahoo, the defending champion in Class B, has done it again. They keep the win streak alive, have now won 38 straight games and 2 straight Class B championships. And the heart stops for Tom Seib and the Pius 10th Thunderbolts, who have been so close for the last 3 years, only to see it end this way.
Well, Troy Glock is getting a ride on somebody's shoulders out there, and he's the guy who deserves it. One of the great individual performances. Boy, this state tournament has had more great individual performances. To see
Sure
Dumas, seen Jamie Tomlin from Alliance, and now Troy Glock in this second half. It's just unbelievable, and I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. That's one of the most amazing comebacks I've ever seen. 57-45. Pius led with 2 minutes to go in regulation. And I think everybody was kind of kicking back, waiting for it to end.
Right.
It was just
I know I was.
Yeah, that's amazing. And one guy you got to feel sorry for is Tom Seib. Here's a guy who, as we mentioned in the pregame, as classy an individual as you're ever going to see. He deserves a state championship, and also these seniors. I mean, good gosh, these seniors have been playing for a long time. A lot of them have been starting for a long time, and they deserved it to have it end a little better than it did. But boy, give credit to Wahoo. They just never quit.
That's the story in overtime. Wahoo wins it 68-66 over Pius. We'll be back in 60 seconds and wrap it up. 68-66, the final in overtime, and Wahoo, the defending champion in Class B, wins it over Pius 10th in OT tonight. And just an amazing finish, really, to see this game go into overtime to begin with, as Pius had a 6-point lead with just seconds to go. And it all started with a kid by the name of Ryan Eady, who's a sophomore, 5'10", who has two three-point baskets. The second one cut the deficit to 3. Then on the inbounds, Glock stole the inbounds from Pius, and standing inside that Nebraska map that's now stamped into the center of this Nebraska floor here at the Sports Center, standing inside that Nebraska map down around the star, he arched a three-pointer that went in to tie the game at the buzzer, 61 all. And from there we went to overtime, and from there Wahoo took over and nailed down their second straight championship here in Class B, 68-66. It was a 2-point game a year ago between these two, 50-48. Wahoo wins. A 2-pointer again this year in overtime, and the Warriors take home the big prize again.
Chuck, I'm watching Pius as they go out to receive their runner-up medals, and boy, those kids have got to feel so frustrated. This game just really got away from them. I'm sure it's going to be a shock for them for a while, but I think the thing I'll remember the most from this game is watching John Boudreau immediately after the game go up to Tom Seib, and they were both smiling. And Mike Babcock had a great column in the paper this morning about his all-tournament team, and it was a very interesting column, but he mentioned John Boudreau was on his team just because the kid has fun playing basketball. He's always smiling, and here you have probably one of the worst losses you could ever have as a high school player, and you're smiling just seconds after it. The way Pius lost this game, for him to have a smile on his face, I think that says a lot for Tom Seib's team. You know, that's the way they're coached. So, boy, well, great win for Wahoo. Give them credit, 38 in a row. And these fans behind us are going nuts. Just running through the individual scoring here. For Wahoo, Troy Glock led the way, 23 points, 21 in the second half. He had one three-pointer, a huge three-pointer in that fourth quarter. 2 other players in double figures. Jason Glock, his younger brother, who's going to be around for a couple of more years, had 14. And Randy Hoffman had 14 as well. 2 for Rob Brigham. Cliff Creasel with 2. Ryan Eady with 6, 2 big three-pointers, 1 in regulation in the fourth quarter and 1 in the overtime. Bernie Inbody with 5. Wahoo had 3 three-pointers in the fourth quarter and 1 in the overtime period. For Pius the 10th, you had 4 players in double figures. Leading the way, Kelly Hendricks, who who had 18, played with foul trouble the entire game, basically, or at least a half of the game. 13 points for John Boudreau. He had 3 3-pointers. 13 for Ed Easley, who fouled out of the game with about 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 8 for Lee Hunziker. 11 for Tom Burke. He'll be around for a couple of more years. And Jeff Nichols with 3. 68-66. I'll remember this one for a long time. What a way to end the year.
Great ball game, and of course, disappointing night for Pius, and a moment of jubilation, of course, for Wahoo, as it looked like they were not going to defend their title, but some last-second heroics gives the Warriors the title for a second straight year. Well, it's been a great year for basketball for Ward and I. We've seen a lot of good hoops all season long, starting back in November till now, and a great way to say farewell to the season with this game here tonight. Wahoo over Pius, 68-66. Till next season, Chuck Stevens for Ward Jacobson. So long. Thanks for listening.
Here's important news from Froner Auto in Wahoo. GM rebates and incentives led to an abundance of...